Now, I know a lot of you guys watch my videos while eating. Don't think you're slick. Which is exactly why I compiled a marathon of my best videos to watch while you eat. And I don't think there's a better place to start than with all of the times SML broke character. Because there have been so many instances where SML breaks character in scenes. Like in SML movie Cody's Evil Twin. We see a scene where Junior and Cody open a closet door to let Cody's evil twin out. Then Cody, with a K, starts to hiss at Junior and Cody, which already starts causing Logan to break character. However, this causes Logan to accidentally reveal the plan that they were gonna do to Cody with a K. But Logan would try to backtrack his own words so that he wouldn't have to refilm the scene.
Stop it! Stop it right now. Okay, how about this? How about you go to dinner with us, and then we call the cops at... Wait, no, I'm not telling him that plan.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Don't tell him that.
Okay, hold on. Well, you go to dinner with us, and you eat the waitress's eyeballs at the restaurant.
Yummy eyeballs.
However, this scene wouldn't cause Logan to completely cut the scene to let out the laughter, like they had to do in SML movie Jealous Brooklyn Guy. In the scene where they break character, we see Brooklyn Guy crying, and then proceed to let out a huge fart, and this would cause Logan to start laughing. However, they would randomly cut the scene, as Logan most likely started bursting out laughing, and then Mario would say that he went to go turn a fan on, to basically cover up the random cut.
Okay.
That was disgusting.
Oh, you heard that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was gonna be silent.
That was not silent. All right, I turned a fan on, so you can stop doing that.
Now, this scene also had fans bursting out in laughter, so you can't even blame Logan for laughing. But the crew breaking character one time is one thing, but breaking character 3 times in one video is way crazier. And we see this in SML movie Jeffy Gets Ran Over. In the first part of their breaking character, we see Brooklyn Guy trying to put his police officer hat back on after taking it off, because it seemed like no crimes were going on. However, then Jeffy would just randomly reveal that Marvin ran him over. This would cause Brooklyn Guy to put his hat back on, and it would keep falling off in the process. Because of this, Elena would start laughing.
Hold on, I'm getting it. What?
Then, just a few seconds later, we see Jeffy reveal that Marvin was playing on his phone while he ran him over, and Marvin tells Jeffy that he noodled his caboodle, and this would cause Logan and Poobie to start laughing.
Jeffy, what are you talking about?
You ran me over with your car when you were playing on your phone.
No, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Jeffy, I think you noodled your caboodle. You knocked your head. Something happened to your head. It wasn't me.
And we aren't even done yet, as just 20 seconds later, we see Brooklyn Guy tie everything together and claim that Marvin destroying the security cameras makes sense now. But Marvin proceeds to say that he was just trying to hide the fact that he makes out with the ice cream man. And after, Rose says, "You do that too, Marvin?" And after this, Logan and Elena started laughing yet again.
You know, this actually makes a lot of sense when I saw you destroying that camera out there.
No, I was destroying the camera because I didn't want my wife to see me make out with the ice cream man.
You did that too, Mario.
Okay, baby, you need to go just sit over there.
Now, the crew breaking character 3 times in under a minute is just pure insanity. And this was towards the end of the video, so Logan most likely didn't feel like refilming it all. However, Poopy did a pretty good job 2 out of the 3 times when it comes to not breaking character. But the same can't be said in SML movie Jeffy Learns Manners, because around the 5-minute mark in this video, we see Brooklyn Guy explaining to Mario that he has a new robot called Mobot that teaches people manners. But later on, we would see it was just one big scam by Brooklyn Guy, as it was him in a costume. However, going back to everything, Brooklyn Guy would be explaining that the robot is real and is new. But during this, Poopy would start laughing, as his line delivery would literally make him laugh due to Brooklyn Guy saying that he has Mobot in his car.
Well, he's real and he's new and I have him in my car.
And in addition to all of this, after Brooklyn Guy finishes laughing, the scene cuts and Poopy starts bursting out laughing. Now, this wouldn't be the last time that Poopy's lines made the crew laugh, as in SML movie How to Train Your Dragon, we see a scene where Cody starts off by threatening to kill Junior. Then after, Junior proceeds to ask about Ken, causing Cody to go on a rampage, claiming he is a full village of Kens, and how he no longer cares about the original Ken, and in the process even admits that Ken is a doll. All of this would cause Logan to let out a little giggle, but he wouldn't go back into character quickly.
I'll fucking kill you! I'm happy here, let me have this!
Okay, fine, Cody, but what about Ken?
Right, fuck Ken! I've got a whole village full of Kens now, he's a fucking doll, look, I got pretzels now!
Okay, buddy, you don't have to stay, you can stay here, you don't have to come back, okay?
Okay.
Now, this was one of the lighter mess-ups, but we go right back to the madness in SML movie Jeffy's Easter eggs. In here, we see a scene towards the end of the video where Brooklyn Guy is about to try Chef Pee-Pee's omelet. However, Marvin randomly shows up to enter the competition and says, not just to wait a minute, and this line mess-up causes everyone to start laughing. And you can even hear someone yell in the background as they most likely thought the scene was over, or they cut the camera.
Did I win? Well, considering you're the only contestant because there's no other eggs left in the world, I have no choice but to declare you the winner.
Not just to wait a minute.
What?
I cooked an omelet and it's really big.
It is a really big omelet.
Yeah, so I think mine should win. So mine's bigger, right?
And to make things even funnier, they wouldn't even cut this scene out of the video, or just cut it in general, and they would just keep going with the scene, which shows just how good the crew is at going back into character, which we also see this cool skill be used for SML movie Jeffy's future, as in a scene where Mario and Rosalina are with the fortune teller, he would start randomly telling his own future, and he would end up mentioning how he would pay taxes and have no more tax liens because he charges people $5 so he can tell them fake future tellings. Then out of nowhere, the fortune teller asks who ate the donut, and this would ultimately cause Logan to let out a small laugh. But after we see Elena try to get Logan back into character quickly by telling Mario not to laugh.
As I will pay off my tax debt and I'll have no more tax liens because I'll be making $5 by conning people out of fake future tellings. Yes. And who ate the donut?
What?
Mario, don't laugh.
Now, Logan must find people saying random things funny, as we see Logan break character in a similar way in the remake of SML movie Jeffy's Homework. In the video, we see Marvin and Rose teaching Jeffy math with some flashcards. However, when they finish, Rose suggests that they should move on to English, so Jeffy can learn his phonics. However, Marvin didn't really want to, claiming that Jeffy already knows English, and that they should just stop. But they started doing it anyways, and the first flashcard for phonics is frog, and we would see Jeffy pronounce it in multiple ways like expected. However, one of those times he would say fawaga, and this would cause Logan to let out a small laugh. And after a few seconds of Jeffy repeating it, he would then just skip the card so Logan could stop laughing.
Fawaga.
No, that's not how you say it. You say frog.
But you know what I'm saying. Fawaga.
Frog. You say frog. Frog.
Fawaga.
There's no W. You're saying frog.
If you know what I'm saying, why make me change it? Draw me a picture of what I'm saying. Fawaga.
Frog. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, whatever.
Now, that definitely wasn't in the original version of Jeffy's Homework, so it's a little odd how Logan left in that blooper. But moving on to SML movie Junior Learns Spanish, we see a part in this video where Cody is explaining to Junior that he already knows some Spanish, and Junior asks Cody if he learned it today, and then Cody says no, because he learned it yesterday, which that might have not been what Cody was supposed to say, but this would cause Poopy to let out a little giggle, and would go ahead and fix his line by making Cody say the thing he actually learned in Spanish a few years ago.
Junior, I've already learned a little bit of Spanish.
Yeah, today.
No, I mean before today.
Like earlier today?
No, I mean even earlier than that, like yesterday.
Like,
No, I didn't learn Spanish yesterday. I learned Spanish like a while back.
Like how long? Like earlier today, like a few hours.
No, not a few, like a few years ago.
However, this instance was very small compared to the multiple instances of breaking character we had in SML movie Jeffy's Grandparents. In this video, we see 3 different scenes where the cast starts simply laughing, starting with the first one, where we see Marvin give Rose a rabbit he found, and Rose decides that she's gonna name him Thumper. Then after, Jeffy says, "Why would you name him Humper?" Then bro all of a sudden starts humping the air, and this causes Logan to burst out laughing out of nowhere.
You gonna name it?
I'm going to name him Thumper!
Humper? Why would you name him Humper? Like,
Oh no, Jeffy, it's not Humper. It's Humper with it's Thumper with a TH.
oh, the Humper.
No, Jeffy, stop it. No, it's not. Listen.
Now, around 2 minutes after this first instance, the breaking character gets worse, as Rose would go up to Marvin and ask him if he's seen Thumper. Then, out of nowhere, Marvin says, "Thumper, I hardly knew her." Then, let's add a small moan. That would ultimately cause everyone that was in the red couch room to start laughing.
Marvin, have you seen Thumper anywhere?
Thumper, I hardly knew her.
What?
I was just doing what Jeffy did earlier.
It's not funny, Marvin.
Well, you're looking for Thumper. If he ran away, we can just go to the pet store and buy you a new one.
What?
After this, the crew probably expected not to mess up again and stay in character, but they do not, as around the 6-minute mark, Marvin wants to unadopt Jeffy because he cooked Thumper alive. However, Brooklyn Guy mentions the fact that Jeffy is almost 18 and asks if Marvin can just wait, and for some reason, this line made Logan start slightly laughing for no reason.
Well, he turns 18 in August. Can't you just wait?
No, I can't wait. You don't understand. He makes my life a living hell. Listen. Are you listening?
Listening.
Okay, listen. I know his dad's dead, and I know his mom's in jail, but he has to have some other family members he can go live with.
Now, these 3 instances would definitely be obvious, unlike some instances where they sort of hide it. And it's okay, as people seem to enjoy when they keep all this hilarious stuff in the videos. I love it when they break character. It really shows they enjoy making these videos. I love when they leave some scenes where they couldn't hold in their laughs for our enjoyment. Logan is still going strong. However, in SML movie Scream, we see one of the funniest times that the cast broke character in this entire video. Basically, there's a scene around halfway in the video where Brooklyn Guy goes to Junior and shows him who the killer of Chef Pee-Pee is. And since he was accusing Junior of it, the plan was for Brooklyn Guy to open his phone camera and have Junior see himself. But at first, we see Brooklyn Guy show the phone while it's turned off, and Junior would point this out, and you can already hear Logan laughing.
The yellow goes before the orange, idiot. I know my colors.
I'm still learning.
All right, well, I need to talk to you.
Did you find the killer?
Oh, yeah, I did. You want to see a picture of him?
Yeah, I want to see who killed my chef.
Take a good hard look. You know who that is?
Your phone's off.
What? Shit, how did it go to sleep? Hold on.
But after this, things really ramp up, as Brooklyn Guy opens the phone camera, but it ends up being on the back camera, which means that we were able to literally see Poopy holding back his laughter. Then Brooklyn Guy finally fixes it so Junior can see himself.
You're gonna be very surprised when you see who it is. Who is it? Is it backwards? Hold on. That's not who it is. It's not. Okay, hold on. Who is that?
That's me!
Exactly! You're under arrest for killing Chef Pee-Pee and my partner!
I didn't kill Chef Pee-Pee and your partner!
Now, this was one of the only times where we actually saw the crew's faces when it comes to them breaking character, and it just shows how much they actually hold back from letting it all out. However, this wouldn't be the only time Poopy messes up and makes the crew break character, as towards the end of SML movie Goodman's Clone, we see Poopy take off the fake Goodman mask and have some of the puppet insides on his chin, and Poopy would initially shake off the Brooklyn Guy puppet so everything would come off, but it ends up staying on his chin, and this would cause Logan to start slightly laughing, but he would quickly get back into character.
It's still on your chin.
Yeah, got hair in my mouth.
So,
Hey.
wait, so Brooklyn Guy, was you in a suit?
Yeah, he paid me 10 grand to do this.
What? Okay, you need to explain what's going on.
But unlike this video, we wouldn't see the crew get back into character that quickly. In SML movie Zombie Jeffy, in this video, we see a scene where Brooklyn Guy starts to feed zombie brains to Jeffy, and he would try to talk to Jeffy in a weird zombie language. However, one of the times he would do that, Jeffy would start simply doing a farting sound in response, and this would result in Lance, Elena, Poopy, and Logan starting to laugh.
Nope, that's what he wants.
Like, go do it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll go to the porta potty.
However, in SML movie Marvin's Tattoo Problem, we would see a smaller instance of Logan breaking character, but it's still worth mentioning. Now, in this video, Marvin wants to get his Mike Tyson tattoo removed from his face after Jeffy's 21st birthday, and Marvin asks Brooklyn Guy if he knows how to do skin grafts, which, if you don't know, is when a doctor takes skin off a person's butt and puts it on their face. Brooklyn Guy would claim that he doesn't know how to do that, but then he randomly says that Marvin would have dingleberries on his face if he did that. However, he backtracks and mentions how Marvin actually cleans himself. Then Brooklyn Guy brings up how he would have all of that because he has dingleberries on his own butt, and this would cause Logan to almost let out a laugh. However, he was able to hold it back.
I thought they could take skin from your butt and put it on your face.
Now, why would you want to do that? You'd have shit and dingleberries on your face. Oh, you actually wiped your ass right. That's right. See, if it was off of my ass, I would have shit and dingleberries on my face, but you know how to wipe.
You keep going back to that.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about it a lot with this thong.
Now, we actually see a really similar situation in SML movie Flesh-Eating Bacteria. There's a scene in the video where Brooklyn Guy shows up to see what's wrong with Chef Pee-Pee. However, Brooklyn Guy tells Junior that he got his patients to pay up front now, and Junior obviously doesn't have any money, so he goes to ask Cody if he has any, and Cody says that he has $3 down there, and then Bro proceeds to dive down in the soapy sink and gives Junior $3 soapy dollars. However, after Cody says that Ken's scrotum is getting pruny, this causes Poobie to slightly mess up the line and start laughing. However, Poobie would be able to hold it together.
Wait, no, Cody, do you have any money on you? I need some money.
I think I have a few bucks down there.
What, a few bucks down there?
Yeah, let me go get it. Here you go. It's kind of soggy.
But $3 that are wet?
Yeah, sorry. That's all I got.
Thanks.
Okay, Ken. What's that? Your scrotum's getting pruny. Okay. I'm coming back down.
But how about in SML movie Jeffy the Teacher, when we see Logan slightly break character in the scene where Principal Steinbeck hangs up the phone on Marvin after he denies the request for Jeffy to be able to attend school. However, Marvin would lie to Rose and tell her that Principal Steinbeck let Jeffy return to school, and that the letter was supposedly for another kid named Jeffy who was 20, and this caused Jeffy to yell the F word really loudly, and because of this, Logan would start talking in his laughing tone and trying his very best not to laugh, but he would slightly fail as he let out a small laugh.
Goodbye, I guess.
What did they say, Marvin?
They said that Jeffy can go back to school.
Shit!
What? Really?
Yep, they said that the letter was a mistake. That meant to go to another kid named Jeffy that was 20 years old. So Jeffy can go to school. No. So Jeffy, grab your backpack and let's go get in the car.
On the other hand, in SML movie Jeffy's 21st birthday, we see Logan and Poobie just laugh a tiny bit more. Towards the end of the video, we see Bob dancing with Jeffy. Then, out of nowhere, Brooklyn Guy asks Marvin if Bob can live with him until January, and Rose would nod her head no, trying to signal to Marvin that he did not want him living in their house. However, after Bob would cuss out of nowhere, this would end up causing Poobie and Logan to start laughing because of how stupidly random that was.
Oh, by the way, Bob asked if he could live here till January. He seems cool.
Oh shit.
He's getting dizzy.
I think he's good. You can stop, Bob. It's all right.
However, we would yet again see this super random behavior occur in SML movie Jeffy's Gucci Xbox. In this video, we see Brooklyn Guy bring James as a ripoff Santa, so Marvin can hire him to tell Jeffy that he will get a Gucci Xbox, so Jeffy can finally shut up about it. But when the ripoff Santa is at the door with Brooklyn Guy, he would randomly spill his beer on his body after admitting that he was in jail for 15 years, and this would cause James to start slightly laughing.
Yeah, 15 long years. Oh, looks like Santa spilled.
Oh.
No,
Looks like Santa spilled. Oh, you're gonna have to clean that up, bud.
Okay.
I'm not hiring him.
Oh, come on.
However, around 2 minutes later, the Santa from Craigslist would do his job horribly and promise Jeffy his Gucci Xbox, and Marvin would stupidly pay him $100 for the job. And even after this, Santa would throw his beer all the way to the kitchen, and the bottle would smash. And this caused James, Logan, and Poobie to start laughing at all of this.
Pleasure doing business with you kids.
Well, Okay, was it? That's.
Yeah,
This is my house.
not anymore, kid.
Oh, okay, I'll see you later. Just please get out of my house without breaking anything else.
I guess I'll get out of here then. See you, nerds.
Next, we have SML movie Jeffy's Labubu, where we see two different occurrences of the crew-breaking character. Starting off with the first one around the 7-minute mark, where we see Rose asking Marvin for a Labubu. However, right after, we would see Jeffy doing a really stupid face, and he says, "I can have Labubu too," in a really different voice, and this causes Logan and Elena to break character, and they even had to cut the scene.
Marvin, will you please go out there and try to find me a Labubu?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find one. Someone that can accept a Fortnite check.
I want a boo-boo too.
However, the second time of the crew-breaking character is when Brooklyn Guy sees the Labubu in his house. And after the Labubu would scream thanks to the use of AI, Brooklyn Guy proceeds to say that he pissed the bed, which ultimately resulted in Elena no longer being able to hold in her laugh, and would laugh while Karen was sleeping.
Why are you looking at me like that? Are you upset because I took you from the car accident? Yeah, you're upset. I just pissed the bed. Karen, wake up, I pissed the bed. Karen? I think we're in danger.
However, the other members of the crew also seem to not be able to hold back their laughter when it comes to stupid things. As in SML movie Cody's Magic Wand, we see Junior suggest that they should have cereal for dinner. Then Cody says that cereal is a breakfast food and not a dinner food, and would start calling Junior psycho and crazy. But this would cause Poobie to slightly mess up his line and almost start laughing. And even Lavelle started laughing a bit too.
Well, I think I have some cereal downstairs. You want to eat some cereal?
Cereal?
Junior, cereal's a breakfast food. You can't have breakfast for fucking dinner. You crazy? You psycho?
It's against the rules, dude.
It's not against the rules.
Oh, yes, it is.
But this wasn't the only time Cody's random phrases make the crew break character. As in SML movie Frankenstein, we see Goodman go on the news to let everybody know that Frankenstein is on the loose for murdering his creator, and tells everybody to look out. However, this would cause Cody to randomly let out a yell, and that would make the crew break character due to how unexpected it was. And Cody most likely wasn't even supposed to do that.
Breaking news, okay? Frankenstein, a monster created by Dr. Finkelschitz, has come to life and killed his creator. Police are saying that he's extremely dangerous and to be on the lookout.
That was so ugly. That was so ugly, Cody.
I'm sorry. It's just I thought that was a TV show, but it turns out it's real. Frankenstein's on the loose and Ken's still inside him.
But things are still ramping up as the crew absolutely cracks up and SML movie Jeffy gets fixed. In one of the scenes towards the 9-minute mark, we see Jeffy having Cheerios inside the dog cone that he has on his head. And Marvin would see this and knock all of the Cheerios out of the cone. And Logan would accidentally mess up the stunt double Jeffy's eyeballs. And Logan and Elena would absolutely die of laughter because of this mess up.
Hey, you hit my eyeball off.
Go clean yourself up.
Now, if you thought Jeffy's stupidness couldn't get any better, they do, because in SML movie Jeffy's Big Halloween, we see Jeffy say, "Open a pack of these Reese's Pussies," and this causes literally everyone to start laughing, and the video ends in a really weird way, with Logan just putting the camera down and stopping the video.
All right, Daddy, open up a pack of these Reese's Pieces.
I like how the cast started laughing at the end. You know what's funny? When Logan and Lance start laughing, by now, it's definitely clear that all of these random stupid occurrences are what make the crew break character the most. And I can prove this point even more in SML movie Junior's Rock Band 2. In this video, we saw a scene around halfway through where Junior, Joseph, and Cody were making logos for their band Lizard Guts, and they end up showing each other what they've made. However, when they saw Joseph's logo, it was so bad that the crew started laughing hysterically, especially because Junior and Cody said, "That's cool," in a sarcastic voice.
Wow, cool, buddy.
That's just cool.
Yeah, that's great.
See, that's why I didn't want to show y'all mine.
No. It's actually really good. Like that's the lizard. And
Yeah, and I like his tongue.
yeah,
It's not like that's his guts.
Oh.
What?
that's not his tongue.
No, his guts were starting to come out. Lizard guts. Oh, why would it be lizard? That would be lizard tongue.
Well, hey, he's green. That's cool.
Man, fuck y'all, nigga.
I thought that was his tongue. Now it is bad if that's not.
No.
It
Where's
is
yours?
This one was honestly just pure comedy. However, things get weird real quick in SML movie Junior's Water Squirmy. In the beginning of the video, we see Joseph bring a water squirmy, which he claims he found at the dollar store, and that they're usually supposed to be in adult stores. And just a quick reminder, I do not recommend searching up what a water squirmy is if you don't already know, as it's pretty disgusting. Anyway, back to the video. After Joseph explains this, he would proceed to slap it on the couch once he opened it. And this would cause the crew to start laughing yet again because of how random it was.
But I don't know what it does, Joseph.
Oh, let me pop this bad boy open. It feels like the real thing.
What, the real thing.
All right, copper.
You okay, Joseph?
I'm all right. I told you to Copperfield, bro.
He smacked the shit out of it.
This is soft. This is soft. I want you to.
Let me feel this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now, if you didn't already know what a water squirmy was, the last few seconds of that clip should have explained everything. Anyway, continuing with the randomness mania, we have SML movie Squid Game 3 Part 1, and around 2 minutes into the video, we see Brooklyn Guy show up as a private investigator because Jeffy was willing to pay him $400 billion to find the actual Squid Games. Now, Brooklyn Guy was confused at first, and told Marvin that he could go on Netflix and find it there, but Marvin clarified to him that Jeffy wants to find the actual Squid Games island. And out of nowhere, in between this clip, the camera would fog up, and Logan breaks character to clean it up.
Oh, you died.
No, not me. No, that was my brother. He was loses at Squid Game guy. Yeah, he made it to the final two, but I knew he wasn't gonna win just, based on his name. That was it fogging up.
But it doesn't end here, as shortly after, Marvin explains that he didn't actually die because a butter knife was used, and he just simply used a ninja focus to survive. And after, Brooklyn Guy would start to mention how Penelope won a Squid Game variant too, and for some reason, Poopy and Logan would just start laughing.
Oh, hell yeah, man. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, actually, my daughter... My daughter won the school version.
No fucking...
I know, small world, right?
Now, it's unknown what they were even laughing at, but Brooklyn Guy did look back, so maybe something random was outside that made Logan and Poopy laugh. However, we dive into the mess-ups right away in SML movie The Truth or Dare Monster. Right off the rip, the video starts with the Junior asking the usual, which is what Cody and Joseph want to do tonight. Then Joseph would respond with the usual, I don't know, dude. But when Junior turns to ask Cody, Logan messes up his line, and this causes the crew to chuckle a bit. And after Cody starts randomly talking about Porky Pig impressions, which makes Logan start to laugh even more, but he would cover it up by making Junior say that he coughed.
So, guys, what do you want to do tonight?
I don't know, dude. I'm bored.
What about you, Cody?
No, I'm good. Do you have Porky Pig impressions, guy?
Yeah, do yours.
That's all, folks.
Okay.
I coughed.
But the funny scale goes up even more in SML movie Jeffy swimming lessons. Towards the middle of the video, we would see Brooklyn Guy literally drowning a cat to show Jeffy that being in the pool isn't scary, and that the cat was just swimming. However, this caused Jeffy to scream, and makes him not want to get in the pool even more. And Brooklyn Guy would try to fix this by making the cat seem alive. And he gets the bright idea to toss it at Jeffy. However, this action would cause the crew to completely break character, and start laughing to the point where they couldn't even finish their sentence.
I'm not getting in the pool now! It keeps hurting animals!
Look what you're doing. You're making them scared of the pool.
No, the pool's not hurting animals. I'm hurting animals. Don't blame the pool.
Well, show him the kid he's all right.
See, he's okay. See, meow. I'm swimming. See, he's all tired from swimming.
Look. Is there any... I thought you were a professional. He's scared of the pool. How are you...
I'm getting him in the pool. Just wait a minute. I got an idea.
What's so funny? You're killing my kitty cat!
Now, we also see the crew not be able to finish a line in the commercial filming portion of SML movie Junior's Pizza Company. In this video, we see Junior, Cody, and Jeffy trying to film a commercial for their pizza company. However, when Junior would go into frame, his bib would be messed up. And after this, Logan just cannot keep his lines together, and eventually, this caused the crew to just fully break character in an instant.
Little hungry... My bib. Can you fix it? Little hungry speedsters... Little hungry Papa Speedsters Pizza. That's, of course,
Wow.
Hut.
That-
Little hungry Papa Speedster Hut's pizza. That's who could make it that fast.
Wow, that was so fast.
What do you think, Jeffy?
Pizza! Yep!
Okay, so
But what about the remake of SML movie The Bake Sale, where we see the crew break character because of an unplanned mess up? Now, in the scene where Junior is trying to make his own unique cookies, while Cody is blind, Junior is squirting ketchup on top of the eggs to get the cookies ready to bake. However, out of nowhere, the ketchup bottle would start making weird squirting noises, and this random occurrence would obviously cause the crew to break character.
well, I do. I'm the king of chocolate chips. I make the best homemade chocolate chips.
You're using the entire bottle, I guess.
I really like chocolate chips.
It smells like tomatoes.
It's tomato based.
That's okay.
Chocolate chips.
I mean, if you say so.
It's ready to go in the oven.
What? Really? That seems kind of fast.
Yeah.
Now, we've come a long way so far, but I think it's only fair if we go over the crew's mess-ups in SML movie The Powerpuff Jeffies. 3 minutes into the video, we see Jeffy find a random item, but Jeffy would start making random assumptions on what it was. For example, he would ask if it was a whistle, then a push plug, then a fishing pole, and after this one, Logan would start mildly breaking character for unknown reasons. However, after Jeffy would just fling the item, Logan would chuckle a bit and break character because of this.
Must be broken. It's not making a noise.
Jeffy, that's not a whistle.
Then what is it? Is it a push plug?
What?
Or that?
Jeffy, put that down. Stop bothering me.
No, Daddy, I want you to explain what this is. Is it a fishing pole?
No, it's not. Okay, Jeffy, look.
I love how Marvin breaks out of character. However, it's been a while since we've had a double instance of the crew breaking character. But we finally get to see one again thanks to SML movie Junior's valuable toy. In the first instance, near the end of the video, we see Junior calling a rare sport toy buyer, which of course is Brooklyn Guy. And near the beginning of the call, Junior and Brooklyn Guy would talk over each other, which caused Poopy and Logan to break character because of it.
Hey there, thanks for calling WeBuySportsStuff.com. Well, we'll buy any sports thing. You get an old jock strap, just send it our way. We'll buy it. Okay, you go ahead. Sir, are you there?
I'm here. I have that Tom. You see on the news the Tom Brady toy that's worth like $2 million?
Yeah, I did. It looked really cool.
But just a few seconds later, we see the second mess up, which is when Junior randomly brings up to Brooklyn Guy that the Tom Brady toy got a Zach rating of 2.5, which was really random and ultimately caused Poopy to break character again.
Well, it also has a Zach rating of 2.5.
Who the hell is Zach?
I don't know. He came over to my house.
Okay, I'll be right over.
Okay, bye.
Now, the toy-related mess-ups aren't over yet, because we also see the crew break character in SML movie Jeffy's Broken Toy. In the scene where Marvin is calling up Camille Habib Habab to try to get a refund, Camille does his usual stunts. In the scene where Marvin is calling up Camille Habib Habab to try to get a refund, Camille does his usual stunts, where he tries to act stupid and stalls a lot. And eventually, Mario would get fed up and start yelling, which was already funny enough for the crew. But out of nowhere, Logan's cat Pumpkin would come into frame and start harassing Camille and ruining the scene, and resulted in Lance slightly breaking character if you listen closely, but somehow he was able to stay in character mostly.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back? I tried it! There is a manual reset. I tried it! I tried it! In the anus of the Spider-Man. I did it! Did it work? No! Give my money back! Get it back! Do you have your account number? No, I don't have it!
Now, they probably didn't refilm this scene yet again because of how random Pumpkin was. Over the past 19 years of SML on YouTube, we have seen a ton of characters come and go. Some became fan favorites, and others, yeah, they definitely stuck around a little longer than they should have. And one of those characters that perfectly falls into that category is Lewis. Now, if you don't already know who Lewis is, he's basically the human puppet version of Luigi, who is Marvin's twin brother. Lewis would be first introduced in SML movie Marvin's Brother, where he would randomly send a letter to Marvin telling him that he was coming over, which prompted Marvin to try to impress Lewis like usual by making him think that he's a literal astronaut doctor.
Okay, Marvin, you got this. Hello?
Marvin, my brother, it's me, Louis.
Hi, Louis. Sorry it took me so long to answer the door. I was too busy doing some doctor's appointments up in space because I'm an astronaut doctor.
Now, right off the bat, Louis seemed really off from the beginning. And this was because he quite literally said, "It's a me, Louis," which is very clearly a Nintendo reference. And he wasn't done. As for the rest of the video, Louis would keep making so many Nintendo references over and over.
Boo! Cocky!
Ghost!
Wait, are you trying to suck me through the sheets like my last uncle?
No, god damn it, Marvin! Well, there it is. He fucked us. He just fucked us right there. They have all the evidence they need in one big heaping pile of shit so they can sue us to death, Marvin! There you go.
Clearly, Logan took a huge risk by making this video. However, Lewis's running gag, being that he references Nintendo, wasn't a good reintroduction to the fans, which led a lot of the fans to not like this video, or Lewis as a character. This is just sad. You can't reference Mario because of what Nintendo did to us. But oh no, Lewis won't stop referencing the games. Isn't it funny? We know, Logan. You're still mad Nintendo forced you to stop using Mario. Newsflash, it ain't funny. Now, while the initial impression of Lewis was nowhere near good at all, Logan decided to still use Lewis in a few more videos. And unfortunately, not much would change. Lewis would essentially be a walking stereotype of Nintendo, constantly making references in every video that he's been in, which obviously shows that Lewis was very well overstaying his welcome. However, thankfully as of recently, we haven't seen Lewis appear in videos. However, knowing SML, Lewis isn't gone forever and will probably come back eventually. But the walking stereotype characters aren't over yet, as Nigel is another character that, especially as of recently, has been really overstaying his welcome. Now, let me quickly introduce you to Nigel. He is the identical twin brother of Junior, who has ugly yellow buck teeth, and is from the UK. We would initially see Nigel introduced in SML movie Junior's Twin, where Braxton reveals to Junior that he is a twin that Braxton shipped to the UK when they were born, so he didn't have to pay more child support. And after that crazy revolution, Braxton reveals that Nigel was visiting for a week.
Hello?
Would you look at it? If it isn't my twin brother Junior, how's it going, bruv?
Oh, well, Dad said my twin brother was coming and I've never met you before, so what's your name?
Name's Nigel, but not like the Thornberries.
Right off the bat, Nigel is clearly a walking stereotype of a person from the UK, but thankfully this would be his only appearance in SML, right? Well, unfortunately, it wasn't, as around 3 years later, Nigel would return to SML and become Penelope's new boyfriend in SML movie The Pen Pal Problem, and would also officially move to the US and live in Junior's house.
Okay, why are you at my house?
I'm here to meet your daughter, Penelope.
Wait, but you're not 70, nor are you African.
Well, I am African, from the waist down.
Now at this point, Nigel wasn't just overstaying his welcome on the channel, but also overstaying his welcome at Junior's house. And bro was never invited to live at Junior's house, and quite literally welcomed himself into the home just because he's dating Penelope. And unfortunately, after this video, we would see Nigel appear a few more times. But thankfully, this character hopefully came to an end for good recently in SML movie Junior's Scary Girlfriend, where we see Penelope finally realize how weird Nigel is and finally break up with him for good.
No, it means I don't want to be your girlfriend anymore and I don't want you to be my boyfriend.
Oh, all right. Is it because of the hot dog water?
I mean, that's part of it, yeah.
Clearly, Nigel was never welcomed back into SML, and should have actually stayed as a one-time character. And Logan bringing him back was easily a mistake, as fans started to dislike him because of this, along with how offensive he was as a character. Very unfunny and offensive too. Great, another offensive stereotype on British people. For fuck's sake, Logan, the Queen has died recently. Show some respect and stop this nonsense. However, these British characters are starting to have a thing for overstaying their welcome, as Harry is another great example of a character who for sure overstayed his welcome. However, the reason for this is a bit more understandable. Now, Harry was a super smart British kid that transferred to YU Dome Elementary School back in 2020, and the reason why he transferred word was due to Poobie being absent from SML at the time, and Logan wanted to replace Cody in the meantime until Poobie came back. We first saw Harry's introduction in SML movie The Redo Button, where right off the bat, Harry would give a horrible impression by literally throwing Cody on FaceTime off his desk just so he can sit there.
Alright, class, and we also have a brand new foreign exchange student who came all the way from London, and his name's Harry. Come on in, Harry.
Hello, everyone. My name is Harry.
Hey, you can't take Cody's seat.
Yeah, this is my seat.
Not anymore, it's not.
What the heck?
Clearly, this gave some mean first impressions of Harry. But of course, Harry would overstay his welcome a lot, as he would appear dozens of times in SML videos over the course of 2020, until Poobie would ultimately return. And Harry's final appearance would be in SML movie Cody Meets Harry, where Cody ends up sabotaging Harry's project in order for Cody to be deemed the smartest again, and end Harry's reign for good.
Alright, I've done it. I've invented the stupid ray. Now, tomorrow at school, whenever I shoot Harry with this, he'll be too stupid to show his invention. I just have to make sure I go before him.
Now, it's definitely good that Harry actually left after Cody came back. However, let me actually explain why Harry is considered a character that overstayed his welcome. Obviously, he was smart and all, however, Harry simply lacked a personality, and the only real traits about him were that he was British and smart, while Cody, on the other hand, is smart, but also gay, dates a doll, and overall has an actual sense of humor. And this is one key reason why fans don't really like Harry, and feel like he definitely overstayed his welcome in SML longer than he should have. I personally don't hate him, I just found him hella boring and uninteresting. Everyone else, on the other hand, hated the fact that he was a temporary replacement for Cody since Poobie was quarantined, and he was nowhere near as funny as Cody. He had no personality. He's just Cody's replacement with no depth at all. And his voice is just terrible. And not only is the whole Harry situation talked about by fans, but it also extends over to the SML crew. As in 2024, Logan started theorizing that Poobie might have destroyed the Harry puppet so that Logan would never be able to replace him again.
I think Pablo destroyed the puppet. I think Pablo took it. I've said this to his face, and I think, you know, obviously I think it's a joke, but I'm starting to believe it because things just don't go missing.
Now, obviously, it was never truly known if Poobie destroyed him. However, as of recently, Logan actually did get a new Harry puppet, which means that unfortunately, he can return at any time. So we just have to hope that Poobie destroys the puppet again, and then we'll be good. But while Harry was a really bad 2020 replacement for Cody, we would also see Brooklyn Guy be replaced in 2020. However, it wasn't by Simmons. It would actually be by two new characters that were introduced at the same time, named Officer Top and Bottom. Now, these characters were an officer duo that were on the zesty side, and they would usually make cringe jokes all the time, and straight up suck at being actual officers. And we would see this off the bat in their first appearance, which was in SML movie Jeffy's Big Mess.
Hi there, young fella. Did you call 911? Sorry I'm late. I was all tied up, stripped down.
Yeah, when I came in here, I saw that my daddy was a skeleton.
Oh no! This is the crime scene, y'all. I better call for backup. Officer Top!
What's up, Officer Bottom?
This man's all bones. Just like we like them.
Ooh, you know how many bones are in the human body?
How many?
One more if you keep looking that good. Hey!
Yeah, these characters were not it, and unfortunately, they would keep appearing throughout the course of Poobie's absence from SML. And they were clearly overstaying their welcome due to the fact that they were quite literally a copy and paste every video. What I mean by this is that they would use the exact same jokes in every single video that they were in, which consisted of them just saying, "Hey!" and hitting on each other the entire time with dirty jokes. I'm seriously wondering why Simmons or even Officer Goodman weren't the replacements for Brooklyn Guy, as both of them weren't voiced by Poobie, and they are overall way better characters compared to Officers Top and Bottom. However, thankfully after SML movie Bad Jeffy, we would never see this duo appear again, and it's probably a good thing. But before we move on, let's throw in a little fun fact about these two characters. If you didn't already know, Adriana was the one who actually made these two puppets, and originally they were normal Melissa and Doug puppets. However, Adriana would put a whole bunch of makeup on them to make them look like officers' top and bottom, which overall is definitely an interesting fact. Now obviously, these past few characters have clearly been temporary due to Poopy's absence. However, all of the Huckardoos unfortunately are not temporary characters, and are recurring permanent characters who have for sure overstayed their welcome by now. As we all know, the Huckardoos are probably some of the worst characters in modern SML, and there's multiple reasons as to why. However, before we dive into that, let's cover their introduction, which was in SML movie The Huckardoos, where it's revealed that the Huckardoos are Marvin's annoying neighbors from across the street.
What can I do for you, neighbor?
Listen, I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm trying to take a nap, and your lawnmower's just so goddamn loud. So can you please just not mow your lawn today?
No can do, neighbor. See, I've won Yard of the Year for 10 years in a row. I'm trying to go for 11, and nothing's gonna stop me from doing that.
Now, not only did we meet Hank Huckardoo, but we also met his unloyal bop wife, Suzanne, who actually stated having a crush on Marvin, and along with Suzanne, we meet their two kids, Timmy Huckardoo and Susie Huckardoo. And for the rest of the video, we would get a small taste of how annoying this family is in multiple different ways. And of course, that led all the fans to hate on this video instantly. April 16th, 2023, the day where we would have some of the worst characters in SML. The Huckardoos were so lame, but in typical Logan style, he would keep having the Huckardoos in videos even though the fans hated them from the beginning. And this would lead us to often seeing different Huckardoo members in videos. What I mean by this is that we would sometimes only see Hank or Suzanne in videos, along with Timmy a year after his introduction, becoming gay and Cody's new best friend, or possibly real boyfriend, as they would often do some of the nastiest things together, which ultimately led to the worst video in SML history, which of course is SML movie Cody's Hot Dog Restaurant.
Timmy, not again! Get that out of there. Wow, okay. What? No way, not another one. Okay, alright, hold on, let me get it.
Now, even just this one video shows how horrible of an impact this family has on SML, as they quite literally have given Logan age restrictions, along with mass hate from fans. But it's not only Timmy who's a vibe kill in these videos, as Suzanne is basically on the same level as Timmy, as in 95% of her appearances, she is literally seen cheating on Hank with multiple men in the SML universe, and her whole behavior has led us to get multiple unbearable SML videos, such as SML movie Marvin the Pool Boy and SML movie Chef Pee-Pee the Father. And in both of these videos, we see Suzanne manipulate and make Marvin and Chef Pee-Pee's lives horrible, leading them to do absurd things.
Oh, buddy, where you going?
Leave me alone, Marvin. I'm going to Lithuania. I'm leaving this fucking country.
But why?
Because you set me up. You know what the hell you did? You invited that trifling asshole over there trying to get some money out of a nigga. You know I'm broke as hell. You don't want to get paid number 20 cent, nigga.
So yeah, these characters are clearly the definition of SML characters you can't stand, and easily overstate their welcome in SML, which is why new fans hate them religiously to this day, with fans even making parodies of the family meeting the 12 gauge, which is just insane. But now that we got all of those stupid characters out of the way, let's talk about a more interesting character who can honestly be deemed as a character who overstayed their welcome, and that character is Jeffy. And you may be asking, how did Jeffy overstay his welcome, if he is one of the main characters in SML to this day, along with Logan's main source of income? Well, the reason actually dates all the way back to 2016, when Jeffy was first introduced in SML movie Mario the Babysitter. Basically, Jeffy was actually supposed to be a one-time character in the SML universe, which Logan himself would actually reveal.
But Jeffy was honestly, like, that was just supposed to be his one appearance for like a while. Like, it was just maybe a one-take appearance. Yeah.
Now, obviously, Logan stated that the fans loved Jeffy, which probably led you all to ask the question on how Jeffy overstayed his welcome if fans loved him so much. Well, this wouldn't last forever. This is due to the fact that after Mario the Babysitter, Jeffy would start appearing in way more videos and officially dethrone Junior from being the top dog main character. And of course, Jeffy's mass appearances led Logan to absolutely blow up and get way more popular on YouTube. But eventually, Jeffy would go from simply being a dumb kid, to being flat out annoying, which caused a lot of the fans, especially the OG ones, to start absolutely despising Jeffy, along with despising Jeffy fans, which mainly consisted of little kids who were not there for SML's golden/classic era. Now, this massive hate for Jeffy led Logan to get demonetized, age restricted, and lose 2 channels, along with landing a spot on Good Morning America, which clearly isn't good at all. However, Logan never actually took any action on it. Obviously, he would occasionally claim on Chili Vlogs that he would destroy Jeffy if he hit some goal, but obviously, he would never stick to his promise. Now, all of these aspects put together is why Jeffy overstayed his welcome to some of Logan's fan base, not all. And this reason is why this entry is a bit more on the weird side, as not everyone thinks this, and it's essentially a split decision. However, nowadays, Jeffy honestly isn't even a bad character due to the fact that he simply rage baits Marvin in every video, and not to mention, he appears way less, even in videos that feature his name in the title at times. So overall, this entry made way more sense in 2017 to 2019, but it's still important to add overall. However, things are getting even weirder with our next character who overstayed their welcome, which is your boy Dougie. Now, before you start rushing to the comments to bash on me, no, I am not talking about Black Yoshi. I'm just talking about the SML merch puppet version of Black Yoshi, which is named Dougie. Now, the reason why I separate the puppet and the plush version, even though they're technically canonically the same character, is because they are basically 2 different characters. What I mean by this is ever since Dougie got reintroduced to SML as a puppet, he didn't act like the typical guy that we used to know, and instead, he would just be a whiny dinosaur who begs for everything even more than he used to.
All right, that's enough.
Can you put a little bit more in there?
Well, I don't want to overflow it.
Well, I want you to do what Olive Garden does when they put the cheese on the salad. I'll tell you when to stop.
Oh, okay.
Now, off the bat, it's clear that Dougie's voice in general sounds way more whiny, and it's safe to say that people have clearly noticed right away. This video would have been a 10 out of 10 if this was the same character like before, and unfortunately, this would continue, as Dougie would officially return to SML as a recurring character, and in basically every video that he's in, he's usually whining for everything. And unlike back then, Dougie no longer goes to extreme lengths to get something, and usually does the bare minimum, or flat out nothing at times. And eventually, fans would just fully come to the conclusion that Dougie is not the same anymore. And the fans even let nostalgia get the best of them at times. I missed when Black Yoshi said folk, had a gun, and was more assertive. This new one is way too dependent on Marvin. However, Dougie wasn't the only character who overstayed their new human character self-welcome, as Rose, especially in recent times, has heavily deteriorated, and has become one of the absolute worst characters that SML has ever seen, and comes very close to beating the Huckerdoos in that scale. Now, let's start with a small history lesson, and talk about Rose's backstory and old self. As we all know, Rose, formerly known as Rosalina, was primarily known as Mario's girlfriend, and honestly wasn't a bad character back then, and she wouldn't even add much to the video most of the time. And to add even further to this, throughout 2018 to 2019, Rosalina would rarely even appear in videos due to Chili not wanting Elena in the house due to Logan's personal drama. So it's clear back then, Rosalina was an average character and by no means annoying. However, back in 2021, after the cease and desist, we would see the new and not so improved Rose be introduced to SML in her puppet form, and here's when we really see her downfall begin, as over time she would start becoming way more annoying, such as not believing Marvin, siding with Jeffy for the most ridiculous things, and the worst yet, having a ton of exes revealed in modern times. And quite frankly, eventually people started absolutely despising Rose and dreading every single time she was in a video. I really wish they would take Rose back to her early self. Of all of the modern characters, she's definitely became the worst from her debut. The whole point of her was to be better than Peach, and now she's only slightly better. Everybody hates Rose.
I'm not gonna get mad for this fucking bitch. Damn it, Rose.
fucking hate this bitch.
It's even gotten to the point where Brooklyn Guy and Jeffy hate on Rose and get annoyed at her. And the funny part is that Marvin doesn't even bother to stop them or say anything about it because it's true. Clearly, Rose had her ugly downfall throughout these past few years. But Jonathan, on the other hand, was a new character that overstayed their welcome a lot, for many reasons. Jonathan is the brother of Brooklyn Guy, and he is known in the SML universe for being a nerdy, top-tier gooner, who has a huge obsession for Karen, and is the favorite son of Babs. After Jonathan's first appearance in SML movie Jeffy's Broken Laptop, we would start seeing Jonathan become a recurring character. However, in every video he's in, he's either being a huge gooner or a nerd. And quite frankly, things got real repetitive at one point, as this is what we would see every time he appears.
Don't ever leave me. You know Daddy takes really good care of you. I'll give those assholes a rest. I just read one of my nudie mags.
And all of these repetitive jokes from Jonathan clearly led fans to dislike him, which just proves even more that bro overstayed his welcome in SML just a bit too much. So annoying. Why do people hate Jonathan? 'Cause he's annoying. Clearly, all of these SML characters should have stayed as one-time characters, but unfortunately, it's too late for that. Throughout the years, we have seen so many SML memes circulating around social media, so it only makes sense that at some point, we had to go over the most viral SML memes, starting off with probably one of the most popular ones out there, and it's the meme. However, people usually end up putting bass on the audio, making it sound really funny. Loud equals funny. Now, that was a funny meme, but if you don't already know where this originated from, this meme was actually from SML movie The Ring, where Chef Pee-Pee initially reacts to the poop-covered bathroom mess and says, "Dear God!" as his reaction. However, it's not bass boosted, unlike the TikTok. But the viral Chef Pee-Pee memes aren't over yet, as another super funny and viral meme is, of course, the "nah, it's just me N-word" memes. Now, this meme has been super viral for years at this point, ever since before TikTok existed. This meme simply consists of people reposting clips of Chef Pee-Pee saying his iconic line, and essentially making fun of it.
I can't believe I'm operating on the real Bigfoot! But wait a second.
Nah, it's just me, nigga. I'm not gonna have a birthday this year.
Oh, hey, Junior. It's me, your dad. You know what? I decided you're not grounded, and you can have your party. So come on.
What? Dad, are you being serious?
Nah, it's just me, nigga.
Longest running SML joke. Nah, it's just me, ninja. And we would even see Logan acknowledge this, as we would recently see Logan bring back this meme in SML movie Junior Spring Break Problem, after years of not seeing this meme.
Hey, Junior. I feel really bad for not taking you anywhere for spring break. You can go to Japan with your friends.
What? Really, Dad?
Nah, it's just me.
I hate you, Chef Pee-Pee! I hate you! God, I hate my life.
Nah, it's just me, ninja brought back so much nostalgia. Best Chef Pee-Pee quote. Clearly, this meme is heavily adored by SML and their fans, and hopefully this running gag keeps happening into the future. But we go right back to the newer memes, as recently on TikTok, we've been seeing a creator by the name of 4Buddies make TikToks that always go along the lines of POV, you live in the SML house. And these videos consist of a random dude and an SML puppet in some sort of crazy situation, just like SML. And let's just say these videos have been going absolutely viral.
Cheesecake, don't get cheesecake! I already told you. All I have is ice cream. And why aren't you saying how am I supposed to clap? Don't get. I'm clapping here anyway.
Dude, it's been 4 hours. What are we still doing out
You're
here?
gonna scare the shrimp away. Oh, that's a big bastard. Chewy boy.
Now, these videos have gone viral due to how random and overall funny they are, as your typical SML parody doesn't include humans interacting with the SML characters, so fans definitely enjoyed these TikToks, and 4Buddies obviously saw success with the videos they had, as to this day they're continuing to make them, which is very cool to see. However, not only do fans make memes of SML, but Logan himself actually embraces the fan-made memes, and used to actually post some, and one of the most viral memes Logan posted was a meme where we see fat Jeffy with Twinkies next to him, and the caption says, "Gym teachers, pick up the pace. A turtle can run faster than you. Also gym teachers." But the Logan memes don't end here, as we would also see Logan post a meme right after this one. So yeah, that meme was definitely relatable to all of us. And let's be honest, we never wanted to do our homework at home, hence why the meme got over 28,000 likes and went viral. So true, that's literally me. However, now we're going from relatable to straight up racist with our next meme, which is the scrub N-word meme. Now, this meme essentially consists of fans reposting the clip of Tyrone from SML movie Poor Cody, where we see Tyrone promoting his absurd product, the Scrub N-word, or Scrub Brother. Now, this product would consist of an incredibly racist version of Scrub Daddy, and Tyrone would do this due to there not being a black one. And obviously, this clip was super out of context and overall ridiculous, so fans would obviously repost it and make memes of it.
Raspberries are red.
Can we just watch TV so I don't have to think about this?
Yes, we'll watch TV. Can you move your silverware?
Please. Expensive ass silverware.
Meat scrub. Clearly, this clip was easily meme-worthy due to how random and ridiculous the clip is. And these sorts of clips is what make the SML meme scene so good at times. But we've also seen some really funny memes that could be used in real texting situations made around a year ago. And all of those were the Sabu SML meme parodies. Now, if you don't know what the Sabu meme is, it's essentially consisted of a random guy with a sad face putting up some signs with a big Sabu and a broken heart emoji next to him. And around 2025, we would see a lot of people use this in TikTok comment sections, messages with people, group chats, and many other places. So obviously, this meme was super viral, which led SML fans to make their own SML versions of it. And we would see a Joseph one be made that says, "He's a doll, dude," with a broken heart emoji next to him. Along with this, we would see a Brooklyn guy one that says Sabu before I start throwing haymakers, which is actually a Brooklyn guy quote we would see in some SML videos, without the Sabu part. And we can't forget about one of the most popular ones of them out there, which was the Mario Please one that featured Black Yoshi. Now, those are only some, as we would see way more of these sort of memes be made, but they are overall really funny and could actually be used in some texting situations. Now, so far, we've mainly seen memes that were meant for pure comedy. However, we've also seen some SML memes mocking real-life events, just like the Mr. Winkle Jeffrey Epstein memes. As we all know, SML recently took notice of some of these memes and would actually make SML movie The Winkle Files, where we would see a variety of things such as Mr. Winkle mock Palm Beach Pete by calling himself Yosemite Sam.
Hey kids, I'm gonna be your substitute teacher today. Ooh, I hates that rabbit. My name is Mr. Yosemite Sam.
However, before we would get this masterpiece of a video, we would actually see fans make edits of Mr. Winkle that followed the format of Jeffrey Epstein edits, with Boss by Little Peep in the background. And it's safe to say these memes went ridiculously viral.
Could you please give us your name?
Mr. Winkle.
Yeah, I came in with the saw. Ooh, yeah, I came in with the saw. Bitch, I play red wrong. Yeah, bitch, I play red wrong.
Clearly, fans comparing Mr. Winkle to Epstein was pure comedy gold, which is why this meme went absolutely viral, and fans would even start making parodies of Epstein pictures, such as one that featured Epstein, Trump, and two girls, with the SML version featuring Mr. Winkle, Goodman, Rose, and Judith. Now, this meme is definitely one of the best in this video, but now let's move on to another viral SML meme from TikTok, which was the Jeffy charades meme. This meme would consist of a clip from SML movie Jeffy's Magical Genie, where we would see Marvin feed Jeffy a bowl and a cup of green beans, which would lead Jeffy to ask Marvin and Rose if they wanted to play charades, which Rose obviously agrees on, and this leads Jeffy to flip Marvin and Rose off, which was very funny.
What the fuck is that? It's a big old plate of green beans and a green bean shake to drink.
So what are you guys having over there that's delicious and edible?
Frozen lasagna.
You guys want to play charades?
Ooh, I love charades.
Okay, this is the first word.
Now, this meme would garner over 142,000 likes, which is obviously insane, but it's pretty valid to say the least, due to how funny this one singular clip was. Well, those were all of the most viral SML memes, but now let's move on to the SML memes that aren't really popular, but I bet most of you haven't seen. Starting off with the Good Morning Sunshine memes. Now, this meme consisted of a template that features a guy with a bunch of buckets and a really skinny cow that has been milked to the max. And for a long time, people have used this picture for a variety of memes, usually making fun of someone or something being overused. And we would see fans make memes like this of SML, such as the Squid Game Good Morning Sunshine meme, which is essentially implying that SML has been milking and overdoing the Squid Games videos, which, let's be honest, is true. Another one that we would see is how SML used to overuse Angry Ronald a lot. And honestly, this one is a bit more debatable, as he is a recurring character, but isn't really overused. So yeah, these memes are mainly meant to make fun of SML for overdoing things. However, these are usually posted on subreddits, hence why they aren't really viral. But another funny meme that isn't too known is the "No! You!" memes. Now, these memes simply consist of fans reposting clips of Brooklyn Guy saying this to Rose. However, for some reason, a lot of these videos never really get traction, even though a lot of SML fans love when Brooklyn Guy says this to Rose, as Rose obviously deserves it.
Marvin, you better go kick sand in her face!
Yes, see, this is the first time I've ever liked you.
Yay, besties! Can we hang out now?
No! Fuck you! No! Fuck you!
Brooklyn Guy sees why I don't like Rose. Now, honestly, I have no clue why these memes aren't viral sensations, as this Brooklyn Guy quote is really funny for some reason. But now, let's move on to our next meme, which is actually an older meme from Logan's demonetization days that is slightly hidden in the depths of the internet. And it's a simple picture that features a yellow heart with the demonetization logo, and the caption reads, "I want a relationship that lasts as long as Super Mario Logan not having ads." Now, this meme is interesting due to the context of the meme. As if you don't already know, SML stayed demonetized for a long time back in 2017 to 2018, which is why they say they want a relationship that long. But we go back to the clip re-upload meme style, as another meme that for some reason isn't that popular is the My Chocolate Friend clip. Now, this meme revolves around a clip of Mario for some odd reason calling Tyrone my chocolate friend, an SML movie Jeffy's new dad, which led Tyrone to shut the door on Mario, which is very reasonable.
Hello there, my chocolate friend.
My chocolate friend.
Wow, Mario. In SML, you have some characters who wouldn't be strong enough to break a pencil in half, and others that are literally godlike beings that have power beyond our imagination. And today, we're going to be going over all of the characters from weakest to strongest, starting off with the characters in the bacteria strength category. And the weakest one of those by far is Ken. Ken is literally a doll. All jokes aside, Ken is the weakest character in SML, despite what his boyfriend Cody might tell you. Throughout his years in SML, we've been told that he's a lawyer, astronaut, doctor, scientist for the NBA, but we've never actually seen proof of any of this. And we've never seen him talk either. But he does have some weird moments where he's moved and thought on his own. Like when he was ready to kill Cody when they almost won the lottery in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s lottery ticket. That being said, Ken has gotten himself overpowered very easily on several different occasions. Like the time he got himself thrown out the window by Junior and Joseph in SML movie Sick Ken, and another time where he literally died by being blended in SML movie Milk Shaken. We've also seen Ken get cut in half in several occasions, adding evidence for him being super weak. Like when he was broken in SML movie Broken, and another time where he was broken in SML movie Sunken. Even when Ken turned into a large puppet, he was still able to be lit on fire by Cody very easily in SML movie Spokane.
Let me light this candle.
So beating the strength of a literal plastic toy who doesn't do anything is a low bar to clear. But who's actually the weakest real person in SML? Well, the best contender for that is Brooklyn Guy's brother, Jonathan. Jonathan is certainly stronger than Ken, but that's pretty easy for him to do, as he isn't really stronger by much. Whenever we see Jonathan in SML, it's extremely obvious to someone who sees him for the first time that he's pretty weak. we see that he gets bullied and pushed over around by other characters. Like when Junior makes fun of him for his lisp in SML movie Junior's Karma, with Jonathan not standing up for himself. And he even gets bullied and talked down to by his father in SML movie Brooklyn Guy's Dad. He's also shown himself to be ridiculously physically weak as well, such as the time he claims he has super weak bones in SML movie Neighborhood Watch, and also when he gets himself assaulted by Brooklyn Guy for sleeping with his wife in SML movie Brooklyn Guy Switch.
Karen, no, really, it's me. We switched bodies back.
No, we didn't.
What? Oh, hello, okay, back.
We switched back. We switched back. Yeah.
Speaking of Karen, we see that Jonathan constantly tries to be with her and take from Brooklyn Guy, doing some very NSFW things to his dolls instead, and even buys thousands of dollars worth of bathwater, doing all of these things instead of actually talking to a girl, showing a lack of motivation and weakness. Jonathan is stronger than a doll as a full-grown adult, but even there, he's still weaker than our next character on the list, Benjamin Goodman, who is a literal baby. Benjamin made his first appearance in SML movie Mr. Goodman's Baby, where Mario was asked to watch him after Goodman didn't want to babysit him, and passed the responsibility on to Mario, who was annoyed about keeping Benjamin until he figured out that Benjamin literally printed money until Goodman took him back. Despite this incredible ability, we can't deny the simple fact that he's still a baby and has the limitations of a baby. He needs to be changed, he needs to be fed, and he can't even really lift his head up sometimes, like we see in SML movie Squid Games Part 1 and 2. Even with these limitations, we still see that he's not too far from his father, by being money obsessed and even commenting on other girls' body parts as well.
And look at your titties. How much do those cost you? Benjamin, stop it. How about you pull that shirt down and let me bob for some titties? Oh.
So that's the end of the characters who rival the specks of dust in terms of strength. But let's move further onto the next category of characters, who have the strength of a small baby. The first one of these characters being the most bullied character in SML. That being the butler, Chives. Chives has been the butler for several characters in SML, like being Joseph's butler in his first appearance in SML movie Joseph the Millionaire, Jeffy's butler in SML movie Jeffy's Butler 1 and 2, and most infamously, the butler of Goodman and his family. The only consistent thing we see between them is all of his different employers constantly bully and harass him, and poor Chives never stands up for himself. We see that when he's Joseph's butler, he's constantly bullied by Joseph and verbally assaulted, with Joseph having him do ridiculous things like getting a cup of boiling water. We see that Chives often smarts off to these requests, but never actually does anything about all of this abuse from Joseph. The same thing happens to Chives when he becomes the butler of Jeffy, where every time he's been his butler, he's assaulted in various ways, like having burritos thrown at him and being screamed at for not coloring inside of the lines. This torture from all the boys pales in comparison to the torture that he gets from Goodman, however, with Goodman certainly deserving to be arrested for the way that he treats Chives. Goodman has done terrible things to him, like forcing Chives to sit on a champagne bottle all the way up inside of him, and later, when Mr. Goodman gets arrested in SML movie Mr. Goodman Goes to Jail, he forces Chives to lay on the hard prison bed so Goodman can lay on top of him, and he's forced to lick the toilet bowl clean.
Chives, we don't have time for that. I have to now. Lick. Chives, clockwise. Come on.
It's on my tongue. I think
Lick.
I'm sick.
Up, Chives. Lick.
Despite this, Chives never fights back from these horrendous acts, whether it be because he desires money or because of his old age, but regardless, these acts portray him as a pretty weak and easily manipulated character. Our next character is pretty weak as well, but at least he has some modest strength and backbone compared to Chives, with that character being Cody. Cody's a pretty interesting character to look at when measuring strength, as when you look at him, especially with his shirt off, he's pretty hunky, and he has a nice six-pack. However, when it's time for that strength to actually be used, we see that it's pretty worthless. There are plenty of ridiculous examples that we can point to for this, such as the time that he struggled to help Chef Pee-Pee move the refrigerator in SML movie Forsaken, or the much more hilarious time where he tried looking intimidating and breaking a pencil, struggling immensely in SML movie Sicken.
Come on, Brick. It'd be so cool if it broke. Yeah.
Cody's weakness also comes in part from his absolutely insane amount of medical disorders, which are included but not limited to him having type 1 diabetes, cerebral palsy, and an incredibly long list of allergies to certain things, like garlic, certain perfumes, and literally just being allergic to secondary colors. He was also somehow born without a reflection, which just flat out defies the laws of physics.
I was born without a reflection.
You were born without a reflection?
Yeah.
How's that even possible?
Yeah, I don't know. My mom drank when she was pregnant, and I was just born without a reflection.
So that makes Cody's hunkiness fake, but he's only slightly weaker than this next character on the list, that being the incredibly overweight ogre, Shrek. In SML, one of Shrek's defining character traits is how truly lazy he is, and with this personality trait being super consistent throughout the whole time we've seen him in SML, it's no wonder that he's pretty weak, especially since all he does is eat cheesecake and other unhealthy foods, like McDonald's and Taco Bell. Shrek's weakness is shown many other times in much more ridiculous ways, like the time in SML movie Shrek's Coma, where Shrek's body gives out after he literally eats 15 cheesecakes in one sitting, requiring him to get a body transplant. And another time we see this is in SML movie Shrek's Diet, where he was eating cheesecake in the bathroom, leading him to pass out and discover he has diabetes. And he eats so much cheesecake that his blood is literally just Velveeta cheese. He's then forced to work out after this, which he clearly struggles with very much. But he then throws it all away after eating cheesecake again and becoming super fat.
Oh, Shrek, no! Shrek! Why are you eating all that cheesecake? Shrek, come on, you lost all that weight.
I'm so full, donkey.
He's also easily outsmarted and overpowered by Junior and Jeffy in SML movie Shrek the Babysitter, where he's tasked to watch Jeffy and Junior by Mario. But after having to leave to take a crap, Jeffy and Junior lock him in the bathroom with a chair, completely trapping him in there. Unless his cheesecake was on the line, of course. Then some strength comes out of him. So Shrek ends the category of our baby strength characters. But what about the characters who don't have a lot of strength, but would be considered below average by most standards? Let's take a look at our next character on the list, Junior. One of the things we can say about Junior is that he is truly all talk. He's always very quick to insult Cody and be disrespectful to other people, but when crap hits the fan, he doesn't really have much strength to show. One of the funniest examples we see of this is in SML movie Bowser Jr. Learns Karate. In this video, we see Junior playing at the park with his Thomas toy, until this is interrupted by Bully Bill, who beats up Junior and steals his toy. He tries to get his dad and Brooklyn guy to help, to no avail, and then he decides to learn karate from Jackie Chu, who teaches him well. Unfortunately, Junior is still too weak, and as such, just resorts to sticking chopsticks in Bully's eyes. Apart from this, we see Junior get beat up by gang members in SML movie Orange is the New Black, and most hilariously, we see him get beat up not once, not twice, but 3 times in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s YouTube channel for saying the N-word, eventually getting him put in a wheelchair.
What happened to your eyes? Oh, I got those from saying n***a.
Okay, where did you even learn that word, Junior?
So Junior's pretty laughable, but at least you can say that he's a dumb kid, unlike the next fully grown adult on this list, that being the ever annoying Rose. When Rose was first introduced in SML movie Mario's New Girlfriend, we see that she was fragile enough to the point where she got upset by the sun taking the stars away from her during the day, setting the scene for how insufferable she would be in the future. Rose being weak truly boils down to how physically weak she is, but also how fragile and insecure she is too. We see this when she overpowers Mario and beats him up in SML movie Jeffy's cell phone because she thinks that he ordered a prostitute. But this beat up comes from her assuming that Mario did this. She also does a similar thing in SML movie Goodman's Revenge, where she thinks Mario is cheating on him with Peach. And instead of talking, she goes right to attacking Mario with a hammer, leading to her getting arrested when she hits Goodman's car.
Run, Daddy, she's crazy!
Ah! Put the hammer down!
Mario, I'm gonna hit you!
What was that?
She also basically never stands up for Marvin in any situation that he gets into an argument with Jeffy. Instead of being positive and taking Jeffy's side, when all Mario did was spank Jeffy for saying the F-slur repeatedly all day long. So this section turned into a rant about Rose, but to be honest with you, she deserves it. And you know that she does. Moving on, and speaking of Marvin, he's our next and last character on the list in the below average strength section. SML loves to start videos on the red couch, and a lot of the time, you're gonna see Marvin on that red couch doing absolutely nothing, surprisingly. This is just one of the many ways that Marvin shows himself to be fairly weak and incompetent. Like Junior, we see Mario often get beat up for a variety of reasons. Like when he was beat up by Tyrone when Jeffy kept saying the F-slur like we mentioned earlier. Or the time he got himself repeatedly knocked out by D-Money whenever D-Money started talking to Rosalina, making her jealous yet again. We also see him get absolutely demolished in SML movie Marvin's Revenge, where he tries to get revenge against robbers who stole from his house. Even with all these weak moments, Marvin certainly isn't the weakest guy in SML by a long shot, which is proven with examples like SML movie Toad's Mistake, where he teams up with Mama Luigi to beat the mess out of Toad for touching Mama Luigi's nickel, or the other time where he uses a Mega Mushroom to grow massive and absolutely crush Super D in SML movie Jeffy's Big Idea.
I don't care if you have a husband. Husband ends in end anyway, so you should just end it.
Actually, it ends in and.
Well, and we should totally kiss. It'd be hot.
Super D, I don't want to kiss you.
So overall, this puts Marvin in the more average category. But like we said at the beginning, he and the characters beneath him are truly ants compared to the characters at the top of this list. Moving forward, let's take a look at our next group of characters, those being the normal strength category. And we're gonna start this off with Chef Pee-Pee. Chef Pee-Pee shares a lot of similarities to Junior in the sense that both of them do a whole lot of talk but no action. But the difference with Chef Pee-Pee is that he's actually kinda gangster. Like the example we mentioned earlier with Junior saying the N-word, and Chef Pee-Pee being responsible for putting him in the wheelchair. We've also seen Chef Pee-Pee knock Bully out with a single punch in SML movie The Fight, and we know that Bully is a character that can hold his own. And a time that we see Chef Pee-Pee hold his own is during SML movie The Purge, being the last character that survives attempting to murder Junior. We also get to see Chef Pee-Pee's strength in much more ridiculous ways as well, like when Chef Pee-Pee fights Jeffy for some Dragon Balls in SML movie Jeffy Ball Z, and he fights back against Jeffy using his Enchilada Ray, with him only being overpowered by Jeffy shooting his nipple laser, as stupid as that is. So that makes Chef Pee-Pee pretty good for an average man, but he's still a little on the below average side. Next up, we got Brooklyn Guy. One of the first few times we see Brooklyn Guy's strength in SML is in SML movie Bowser Jr. Learns Karate, where he ends up getting beat up by Bully Bill and his dad. But since those days, he's done a lot better for himself. Brooklyn Guy has several jobs as we know, including a lot of blue collar jobs like being a cop or a firefighter, or some even worse jobs like being a robber. With all of these jobs causing him to at least stay physically active and not complacent, he's also had some incredible feats of strength and endurance, like being able to hold his own against a gorilla in SML movie 3 Men and a Gorilla. He's still definitely had some moments of weakness, hilariously enough though, like the time when Jeffy got turned into a baby in SML movie Baby Jeffy, and Brooklyn Guy got beat up pretty badly by a baby, or when he got his tail handed to him in a rematch with Candy Randy in SML movie Brooklyn Guy's Big Fight.
Come on, you don't know how to use a remote. Ow! Oh, that is it. Come here.
Oh my god, look! I got the old juice, I got it!
So yeah, Brooklyn Guy is definitely average at best, but that's not the same thing that we can say about this next character on our list. Bowser, also known as Braxton, is a character that has been around for quite a while, having some pretty impressive feats of strength at the same time, and some very lazy moments, certainly leveling out his power level. For example, if we look back to Bowser's old appearances in the episodes of Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures, we can see Bowser have some ridiculous strength, like bringing people back to life, and being able to kill Black Yoshi very easily without breaking a sweat. He did also get himself beat up by Mama Luigi though, so take that how you will.
Die, Black Yoshi. What?
Throughout the years, it's safe to say Bowser has become a lot more complacent. He became increasingly lazy, watching Charlie and Friends all the time, and having Chef Pee-Pee do basically everything for him. This evolved further and further until we got the Braxton we have today, who basically embodies being lazy in SML and not doing anything, except for occasionally showing up to bully Jr. or Chef Pee-Pee. But speaking of Mama Luigi, that ends this category and allows us to move on to our next one, of the characters who have reached their peak strength. And to start this off, let's look at my boy Mama Luigi. Mama Luigi is a character that has not had any appearances in SML for quite a while, but back in the early days of SML, he was quite the fan favorite, and had some impressive feats of strength, as long as we can ignore all of the stupid things that he's done. One of the most hilarious examples of strength is in Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures Season 1, Episode 9, where he finally beats up Bowser and absolutely annihilates him for stupid reasons, ending the fight with him by drawing a mustache on him. We see the aggressiveness continue in one of the most iconic classic SML videos of all time, that being SML movie Toad's Mistake, where we see that Toad touched seemingly a random nickel on the ground, only for him to discover that this is Mama Luigi's nickel, causing him to absolutely beat the crap out of Toad with baseball bats, pillowcases with bars of soap, and even being microwaved alive, leading to his death.
Yeah, that's exactly what you deserve. All right. So Luigi, why did we just do all those things to Toad?
Oh, it's super simple, Mario. Super simple.
We can even see this happen to Toad again in the 2017 remake, where basically the same thing happens to Toad again, showing Mama Luigi's absolutely insane strength. Mama Luigi's got a lot of strength for such a little guy, but our next character shows that strength can be physical, but also be the power you hold metaphorically, and that character is one of the richest characters in SML, Mr. Goodman. Back in the classic days of SML, Mr. Goodman was your average run-of-the-mill cop and lawyer, but he increasingly changed from that to an absolutely horrible rich person. Mr. Goodman has shown some of his physical strength in various episodes, including videos like SML movie Cody Plays Tennis, where we see him absolutely demolishing Cody while playing tennis and having zero remorse for it.
Are you ready, loser?
Yeah.
Bitch!
Ooh, the kid took one right in the gob. All right, that's 30 love. Goodman's still in the lead.
We also see the strength being used to overpower other people as well, such as constantly assaulting Chives for ridiculous reasons, and being strong enough as well to do things like bite Black Yoshi's nipples off. With Mr. Goodman though, we see his strength often represented by his amount of wealth and impact on other characters. We see this in instances like when he bullies Mario for not having his house payment, and literally paying off the police to get his way in videos like SML movie The Fender Bender. This is also represented in the way he treats the staff he pays, having his maid Patricia do some disgusting favors for Mr. Goodman under the table. It's also common knowledge that he owns several companies in the SML universe, like Walmart, Domino's, and GoFundMe as well, creating a massive amount of power that he has on other characters through his wealth. To end this category of peak strength, let's take a look at the original thug of SML that took no disrespect from any other character, that being Black Yoshi. Even though Dougie is pretty weak and passive, that's a far cry from the Black Yoshi we're used to seeing. In Black Yoshi's first appearance in SML, he literally shot Toad for simply being too close to his car and singing, letting us know early that he meant business. Through this time in the old house, he took care of business even if it wasn't always physical. We see him stealing speakers from a random guy just because his speaker was broken, fighting off another gangster to rescue his then future girlfriend Delilah, and just full on helping Shrek to kill a bird because it was annoying both of them. However, one of the most ridiculous examples we see of Black Yoshi handling business is in SML movie How Black Yoshi Saved Christmas. In this video, we see a random guy played by Lavelle break into the SML house and stealing all of the presents from them. He insults Tony and makes a lot of noise, but he's only stopped from stealing presents because of Black Yoshi coming in to save the day.
I'm sick.
Ho, ho, ho.
But finally, we've made it to our second to last category, that being characters who have a right to be called nothing less than superhuman. And to start off, let's look at SML's cash cow, Jeffy. The feats of strength that Jeffy has shown throughout SML are nothing short of absolutely insane. For starters, we can estimate that Jeffy has absolutely demolished Bully dozens of times at the very least, never losing or even struggling with the fights he has. Jeffy has also destroyed tons of people in the SML universe, like Brooklyn Brooklyn Guy as Baby Jeffy and the monster under his bed. His most infamous smackdown comes in SML movie Jeffy's 21st birthday, where he absolutely beats CJ senseless for trying to do awful things to Phoebe.
Yeah, something like.
Shit, that's a hell of a payday.
What, Jeffy, I don't think you should bet all your money on one number. Maybe just spread it out or bet on a color.
No, I think I'm gonna leave it where it is.
Hey, he a grown-ass man. Let him bet, shit.
Yeah, Marvin, he's 20 years old.
Jeffy also somehow has Dragon Ball powers on top of his raw physical strength, allowing him to do crazy things like make Kamehameha and nipple lasers, leading him to destroy several characters in the SML universe who also have much less powerful Dragon Ball powers, like Chef Pee-Pee and Cody. He also beat Vegeta Jr. and Nappa, even when Jr. turned into a monkey as well. But unfortunately for Jeffy, the only character that he's ever struggled fighting is this next character on our list. We're introduced to Frieza in SML movie Jeffy Ball Z Episode 3, as we learn that he's the boss of Vegeta and is trying to get all of the Dragon Balls. Jeffy eventually brings all of the balls after being tricked, but instead of Frieza getting his wish, Jeffy defeats him in the battle. Unfortunately for Jeffy, Frieza comes back even stronger than ever, beating Brooklyn Guy after tricking him and stealing all his powers, allowing Frieza to come back and fight Jeffy. When he comes back, he kills Jeffy's parents and Brooklyn Guy, and kills Vegeta as well, even when Vegeta goes Super Saiyan. And after this, Jeffy's then only able to beat Frieza with his newfound strength after he tricks him and shoots him with a Distracto disc, finally killing him.
Distracto disc!
What?
During his time on screen, we learned that Frieza was incredibly strong to overpower both Brooklyn Guy and Vegeta with all his powers, with his powers possibly not even being able to be stopped unless Jeffy didn't outsmart him. Despite all of this strength, he's still less powerful than our final character in the superhuman category, Super D. Super D was introduced as one of Rosalina's ex-boyfriends in SML movie Jeffy's 16th birthday, and Super D's whole gimmick was that he was a literal superhero, with various powers like super speed to rush and grab a car, and super strength to carry that car back to the SML house. He's also been shown to have a variety of other ridiculous powers, such as lie detector powers to see if people are lying, and also having cake vision to turn things into cakes.
Cake vision?
Yeah, show him.
Oh, come on, babe. You know I don't like to show off.
That's the coolest cake ever!
He's also shown himself to be about equal strength to the other superheroes in SML, like Super Big D, as shown when they fought and it ended in a draw in SML movie Jeffy's Crayons. He did struggle fighting super huge long-lasting Big Girthy D when they fought him, but that's probably just because they were measuring and not even fighting that much. But finally, we've made it to the end of the list, with the truly most powerful characters in all of SML. Characters that truly have some god-level strength that could destroy the entire universe. And just to start, let's look at the most recent character in this category, the Genie. The Genie made his first appearance in SML movie Jeffy's Magical Genie, and during this time, he mostly got relegated to the guy that gives Jeffy, Marvin, and Brooklyn Guy Blumpkins whenever they hit their button that they wished for. But this is a huge disservice to the absolute unit of strength that the Genie is. To anyone who's been living under a rock and doesn't understand how a Genie works, you rub a lamp that the Genie lives in, and when he emerges from it, you get 3 wishes. But those 3 wishes could be for absolutely anything, from simple things like getting 20 bucks, to some reality warping things like creating things out of thin air, or even having godlike powers of your own. In the first video, we see Jeffy waste all the Genie's powers on getting Blumpkins stupidly, but Marvin uses the insane power of the Genie a little better by wishing for $1 billion in his bank account. But then he blows his last chance to set the Genie free, and gets some instant karma when Goodman tells him that the money deposited was gone, leading Marvin to get his anger out in a very unhealthy way.
But you put that money back!
No, we've already taken it out.
But you... Oh...
What's wrong, Marvin?
Oh, I'm gonna take my anger out on that Blumpkin.
So that's the power of the Genie being wasted on Blumpkins, but his power is still pathetic in comparison to our next character on the list, that being Craig, being the devil in the SML universe. And with this power, he has access to some of the craziest things, like being able to appear out of nowhere and grant physical changes to people, like when he gave Joseph a new shell in SML movie Joseph's New Shell, and even having the power to bring people back from the dead, like when we see him bring Chef Pee-Pee back to life in SML movie Evil Chef Pee-Pee.
Chef Baby, you're alive! Oh, Chef Baby!
Craig is also the ruler of hell in SML, where billions and billions of people are sent under his command. Like we've seen in SML movie Satan Claus. With millions of people under his command, the power that Craig holds is absolutely massive and problematic, making him the second strongest character in SML. But he is absolutely minuscule compared to the objectively strongest character in all of SML, God. Nobody should really be surprised here, but the character called God in SML is by far the strongest. In his first appearance, we see that Junior wishes that he was never born, and what God does is literally change the fabric of reality to take Junior back in time and show him an alternate universe where he's never been born. He also claims to have destroyed all the dinosaurs, as well as switching Marvin and Goodman's body for fun, and also answering several people's prayers by teleporting out of nowhere, showing that he can be present at any time. He also has an extra form on top of God, known as Mega God, that he achieves when he gets 10,000 likes on Facebook, allowing him to do several things such as bail Luke out of jail and cure his cancer.
I'm now a Mega God! Can you get Luke out of jail and heal his sickness?
I can do anything! Pooh!
Funnily enough though, God somehow has a mother and father, which we see in SML movie Brooklyn Guy's Pet Detective, which doesn't really make any sense when you think about it, but I guess his parents might be the strongest characters, unless that was a joke, which would probably make more sense. From messy breakups to almost dying multiple times and actually quitting YouTube, today we're going over Logan 30 Acres' entire story, not leaving out a single detail, from when he was a baby to when he created SML, all the way to now, starting with Logan's early life. Logan Austin 30 Acre was born on November 17th, 1994, in Pensacola, Florida. He was born into a family with his mother, Jennifer Grant, and his biological father named Kelly 30 Acre, along with his 1-year-old brother, Lance, who would always play a huge role in his life. Around this time period, not much was truly known about Logan at all. However, unfortunately, his biological father, Kelly 30 Acre, wasn't really around much. Kelly was a truck driver and wasn't home a lot to spend much time with Logan and Lance. And because of this, early on in Logan's life, when he was just 3 years old, his mom and Kelly would get a divorce.
And when I was about 3 years old, my mom and dad got a divorce. See, my dad was a truck driver, so I never really saw him that much.
However, this wouldn't be the only tragic event that happened in Logan's life when he was 3 years old. That same year, he and Lance were playing in their playroom, and Lance happened to be playing with a baseball bat. And unfortunately, Lance would strike Logan in the head with the baseball bat, and this would end up cracking Logan's skull open. There was blood all over Logan's playroom, and Lance thought that he had killed Logan.
And he ran to my mom and said, Mom, I accidentally killed Logan. And my mom was like, what? So she picked me up and rushed me to the hospital.
Now, this situation could have very easily killed Logan, or caused some permanent brain damage, but thankfully it didn't. However, Logan does think he got some brain damage, as Logan claims he's really bad at math. Around this same year, Logan's mom would get with a new guy named Brian that would eventually become Logan's stepdad. According to Logan, Brian was a really cool dude, and he liked video games a lot. And thanks to Brian, he's the reason why SML exists, as he is the one who got Logan into liking Mario. So yeah, it's safe to say that Brian was quite the cool dude. That all happened in 1997. However, just 1 year later, in the spring of 1998, Logan would take a trip down to Louisiana for the spring to visit his cousins, and they had a huge pool that Logan loved to swim in. And unfortunately, one of the times that he was swimming, he would get bitten by a mosquito. But it wasn't just any mosquito. It was a giant monster mosquito that carried a very deadly disease, and it was none other than the West Nile virus. West Nile virus is a disease that can be caught by getting bitten by a specific type of mosquito, and this virus can kill people who have it, and Logan had to be the unlucky one who got it. Along with that, he would also contract spinal meningitis, which is also no joke.
So they started doing all these tests, and it turns out that I had West Nile virus and spinal meningitis. Now, apparently this was a big deal because the doctors were freaking out. They were like, get an ambulance, we gotta transfer him to a bigger hospital.
All of this would cause Logan to have severe pain and throw up a lot. But thankfully, after 2 weeks of being in the hospital, Logan would be fully cured. And his mom would even get him Super Smash Bros. For the GameCube to celebrate. Now, for the rest of Logan's early life, he would be raised by his mom and Brian, and we wouldn't really see any more crazy events happen. However, Logan's life would start to take it up a notch in the crazy scale once Logan became a teenager. On November 17th, 2007, Logan would turn 13 years old, which would mark his first official year of being a teenager. And just a few weeks later, on December 8th, 2007, Logan would join YouTube for the first time. After Lance told him about YouTube and how his friend was doing it, his YouTube channel would go under the name Super Mario Logan and would debut with the infamous Super Mario Got Milk commercial spin-off that Logan and Lance filmed. Now, without a doubt, this video was the start of a long journey for Logan and Lance, and Logan would start loving it from the very beginning, as he would film up to 8 videos a day, but clearly they weren't that good, and Logan would later take them down. Now, after Logan would slow down on making random daily videos, he would start to make video game related videos and reviews with his Mario Wingman plushie. Videos such as Wii Games 2007 or Nintendo Monopoly review were really good examples of what he used to do, and honestly, that concept of videos was actually really unique at the time. However, around mid-2008, Logan would start making actual SML videos and skits with his plushies. It would mainly start off with the American Idol series and other random skits. Then, on November 17th, 2008, or better known as Logan's 14th birthday, he would start the series that really skyrocketed the SML channel and blew it up to the success it has today, and that is none other than the Mario and Luigi Stupid and Dumb Adventure series. Season 1 would have 10 episodes, and the whole series would feature one of the most iconic and loved classic characters of all time, Mama Luigi. Modern SML fans will never understand what we've experienced. However, in between the series filming and production, we would see the first official SML movie be made, and that is SML Movie The Nintendo DSi, uploaded in April 2009, and this would be 30 minutes long. And of course, the first SML movie had the honor of having Mama Luigi be one of the main characters in it, the first video of the SML movie series. This video was pretty random to say the least. It had the SML movie portion in it, and even had a segment mid-video of Logan unboxing the DSi.
The system is right here. I got the blue one. Let me just take it out real quick. There it is. And you open it. That's what it looks like.
But now that Logan started doing SML movies and was in the process of ending season 1 of Mario and Luigi Stupid and Dumb Adventures, he would get the flow of it and make this the new permanent type of content that SML would see. And on February 2nd, 2009, Logan would hit 1,000 subscribers.
I got home from school today. I realized that I got 1,000 subscribers, and it takes people forever to get 1,000 subscribers.
Now, 2009 was the year where Logan realized that this YouTube stuff could actually be a career for him, as around this time was when YouTube was in the early stages of its monetization system, and Logan was a part of that, thanks to him having over 1,000 subscribers, and Logan would start seeing the money roll in. Now, through 2009 all the way to 2011, Logan would keep doing all of this, and along the way, they would start making Mario and Luigi Stupid and Dumb Adventures Season 2 episodes. But unfortunately, at the start of the season, they would have to end up killing off Mama Luigi, as Zeke and Luke would unfortunately have to move to Colorado. This would cause Logan to lose long-term subscribers, and even 2 friends that he could hang out with. But it was all okay, as he would still gain more new subscribers and friends. Now, another thing about Logan that some people don't even know is that he loves cats. cats. Now, as we all know, Logan owned a cat named Precious for many years, but around this time period in 2009, Logan owned a lot of cats, 6 to be exact. Their names were Precious, Dopey, Tiger, Mew Mew, Casper, and Treble. Logan loved these cats, and we would sometimes see them in old videos, or even see Logan post videos of them to test camera's quality. Now, Logan's cats were very cute, but unfortunately, out of the 6, 5 of them would die around this time, and we wouldn't see much of them. However, while Logan had 6 beautiful cats and a thriving channel, Logan's health problems would unfortunately start to stack up, and this time around, they were much worse. Logan started not being able to eat and got really sick when he did, which was really weird because according to Logan, he loved to eat, and would even be able to eat a whole pizza.
And then after a while, I started getting really sick every time I would eat. Like, I couldn't eat anything without feeling like I was gonna throw up. I stopped eating as much as I usually did, which was a lot. I could eat anything. I could eat a whole pizza. I could eat 2 double cheeseburgers. I loved to eat.
Now, because of this, Logan would take a trip to the doctors, and the doctor would claim that nothing was wrong with Logan, which Logan's parents would believe. This would cause Logan to not be able to play video games or get up from the table until he ate all of his food. However, it wouldn't get any better. Logan would keep throwing up and get really sick from food. And after visiting a better doctor, they would find out that Logan had superior mesenteric artery syndrome. This was a really serious case, as it could be deadly for Logan. Because of this, they would have to put Logan on a feeding tube, which definitely wasn't cool, and according to Logan, it sucked.
But he was super wrong. The feeding tube sucked. It hung off my stomach like I had a stupid squid tentacle. I looked like Gooper Blooper from Super Mario Sunshine. I had to be fed this milky jelly stuff, and it got all hard and would clog up the tube, and we would have to flush it.
However, around this time, Logan would meet one of his voice actors and best friends, Lavelle. He would meet Lavelle in a reading class in his sophomore year, and he really liked his personality, so we would start seeing Lavelle in videos. And in this same year, he would also meet the person who would be the mom of his daughter. That would be none other than Chili. They met sophomore year in 2010 and would start dating the same year. Now, this wouldn't change the fact that Logan was in pain, and his health battles were still happening at the same time. Because of this, Logan's mom would get people in Logan's school to wear SMAS awareness shirts to show their support for Logan. Now, just a few short months later, Logan would be at a huge dilemma. His doctor told Logan that they could perform a really huge surgery to fix all of Logan's problems for good. However, this wasn't all good because there was a risk of Logan not making it out alive if the surgery didn't go the way it should have. But Logan was brave enough to take the risk, and on June 20th, 2012, Logan would have his SMAS surgery, and he would end off Mario & Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventure Season 2 before his surgery, in a way that if he died in surgery, the videos would loop forever, and Logan would always be remembered by everyone. But thankfully, Logan would make it out of his surgery, but the recovery process wouldn't be the most fun. According to Logan, he would spend around 33 days in the hospital, and they would have to shove a tube down his nose to feed him, and his stomach was in a deep sleep. On top of all of that, he wouldn't be able to eat the same. The pain was so bad that Logan himself claims that he didn't want to live at the time because of all the pain.
I really did not want to live anymore because at the time, I didn't know when I was going home. They said it could take weeks, it could take months, and I did not want to be in the hospital that long. I told my mom that I'd rather be dead than lay in this hospital bed all day with a tube down my nose.
But during the time that Logan was in the hospital, he would meet someone who would be a huge inspiration in Logan's life, and this was a kid named Jamarcus Mitchell. It would turn out that Jamarcus had leukemia and had been in the hospital for over 2 years, and Jamarcus was the definition of a good kid. Every night, he would tell Logan's grandma that he was praying for him, while Jamarcus was going through his own stuff too, and eventually, Logan would personally meet Jamarcus for the first time, and he would tell Logan why he was at the hospital, and Jamarcus said that no matter what he had, he would be out of the hospital and live his life to the fullest. Jamarcus would really help Logan stay motivated and overall be happier about himself, as Jamarcus kept reminding Logan that they would both make it out of of the hospital thanks to the help of God, and that they would both live happier lives after.
He told me how God is going to help me and him make it out of this hospital and we'd both live amazing lives. Jamarcus gave me hope and strength to fight and just to never give up.
However, a few weeks later, Logan would get out of the hospital and finally be free, while Jamarcus, on the other hand, wasn't in the best condition. Jamarcus would continue to be in the hospital and have to keep fighting cancer, and Logan even got him Dr. Dre beats that he had been wanting for a long time, and would continue to keep visiting him. Now, a little after, Logan would get his first ever car, a 2013 Victory Red Chevy Camaro, and he would be as happy as ever. However, in Logan's senior year, he felt like he was too cool for school, so Logan would start failing his classes, he broke up with Chili, lost his friends, and would start to slow down a lot on videos.
Until everything flipped. I started failing all my classes because I was too cool for school. I was full of myself. I acted like I was the king of the world. This caused me to lose my friends. Me and my girlfriend broke up. I stopped doing videos, and that caused problems with me and Lavelle.
But during all this, Jamarcus was doing worse than ever. Logan's mom would call him to inform him about that, and Logan rushed to the hospital to visit Jamarcus. However, when he saw Jamarcus, it wasn't the Jamarcus he remembered seeing. He wasn't all happy and full of joy. He just looked all out of it. Now, Jamarcus wouldn't say much during the visit, but he told Logan a chilling statement. He said that he would be going home soon, and a few days later, Jamarcus would pass away. When Jamarcus said he was going home, he meant that he was going to heaven. Logan would attend his funeral and even help carry the casket, and this would even motivate Logan to go to church more often. Rest in peace, Jamarcus. I'm sure if you were still alive, you would have made a great member of the SML cast. When Jamarcus said that he was going home soon, I started crying so much I could barely see. Rest in peace. Now, after this huge loss in Logan's life, he would feel even more motivated and would fully lock in. He would bring his grades up and graduate JM Tate High School on June 4th, 2013. And after this, he started to fully focus on YouTube again. In 2013, we would see Logan hit 100,000 subscribers, which at the time was Logan's biggest accomplishment in life, and he was unstoppable. On top of all that, he got everything together and got back with Chili. Everything was now looking up again for Logan, the start of Logan's adult life. Now, 2013 would be a huge year for Logan, as he would continue to push out 2 videos a week, and he was doing really good health-wise. But in 2014, Logan would officially start his adulthood. Now, this is a bigger deal than some people think, as Logan was officially an adult and he would start to have to be more careful with what he did. And in 2014, Logan would find himself in his first encounter with the law. He would get his first speeding ticket, and it would be a hefty $500 for going 66 miles per hour in a 30 zone. Now, while this may not have been a lot for Logan, the judge told Logan that if she saw him in court again, he would go to jail.
I even got my first speeding ticket, and it was a bad speeding ticket. I was going 66 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone, and that's 30 miles per hour over the speed limit. So in Florida, you get arrested for going that fast. But I almost got arrested that night. Thank God I didn't. The cop decided to just give me a court date instead, where the judge gave me a $500 speeding ticket, and she said if she ever saw me in court again, she would put me in jail.
Now, besides this, 2014 would be another huge year for Logan. He would keep making 2 videos a week, and would even start expanding his crew. As in the 2014 Summer School series, we would see a set of new characters and voices on the block, and they would be voiced by the infamous Poopy we all know today. Now, Poopy and Logan have been friends since high school, but he wouldn't join the crew until 2014. But we would see him start off by voicing characters like Cody and Brooklyn Guy. Along with that, Poopy would play a real-life human character named Jorge in the Summer School series. Besides the Summer School series and the addition of Poopy, Logan would make other iconic series like Chef Pee Pee Quits in 2014, and many OG fans consider this the best SML year ever. I really miss the old days. Watching these old videos makes me miss the good old days of SML. a time before Goodman was a rich jerk and Jeffy was even a thing. However, 2015 would be no different for SML. We would start this year off by Logan continuing to make 2 videos a week, and not much would really change. However, this year would be a very crucial year for Logan's life, as for the first time ever, Logan was moving out of his parents' house and living on his own. Now, obviously, Logan was at an all-time high when it came to popularity, and it only made sense if he moved out so he could live on his own, and the overall quality of videos would become a lot better. Now, obviously, Logan would take advantage of this and make it into an SML video. On April 16th, 2015, we would see SML movie Bowser's House Fire. In this video, Junior lit a candle in his room, and as we all expected, later in the video, he would end up causing the whole house to catch on fire.
What's wrong with the house? It's on fire! How did it get on fire? Let's go see it! Wait, what's that noise all about? I'm trying to sleep. Wait, my house is on fire! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, take that, you fiery bastard!
Now, this plot would lead us into a tour of Logan's new home and the new era in his life, which was the apartment.
So this here's the living room. Yeah, it's pretty good. You know,
Wow, it looks really cool.
Doesn't even look half bad. I like it.
After this huge accomplishment in Logan's life, he would take the videos up a notch now that he wasn't living with his parents, and we would see way more messes and chaotic videos, plus a lot of destruction. Along with this, the rest of 2015 would go amazing for Logan, and we'd even see another new addition to the SML cast, and it would be none other than Elena Keys. It was awesome that Logan finally brought in another female voice actor, and it really helped add more variety to the characters. Elena kicked things off by voicing Rosalina, and for the rest of 2015, we kept getting a bunch of Junior videos, along with a few featuring Mario and Rosalina too. However, 2016 on the other hand would be a really special year for Logan, and can honestly be in debate for Logan's best year of his entire life. In the first month of 2016, Logan would start off the year by releasing a video that changed SML forever in a good and bad way. On this day, a new video dropped titled SML Movie Mario the Babysitter. In it, Mario starts dreaming about rescuing Rosalina from Bowser, but his heroic moment gets cut short when he's woken up by a knock at the door. When he answers it, he's met by someone completely new, a character we've never seen before.
Hello?
Hey, you want to see my pencil?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
My name is Jeffy. See, it says it on my shirt. Jeffy. Oh, my mom dropped me off. And she said, my name is Jeffy.
Okay, I get that your name is...
See my pencil?
This character would be none other than Jeffy, and as we know today, Jeffy is one of the sole reasons SML is where it is today, and this random day in January would be the start of it. After this video dropped, Logan would start using Jeffy more in videos, and would eventually become a main character, even though Jeffy was originally just supposed to be a one-time character. Now, besides Logan basically making his whole YouTube career in 2016, we would also see Logan hit his next craziest milestone, 500,000 subscribers.
And oh, by the way,
Thank you for 500,000 subscribers! Yeah, so, subscribe.
Yep.
Yeah!
However, Logan wouldn't be done in 2016, as he would just check off another thing on the list every person wants to accomplish in their life. Logan would finally be purchasing his own home. In October of 2016, Logan finally moved out of the apartment. We actually saw this happen in the Koopalings Part 2, where the crew literally destroyed the entire apartment, and by the end of the video, they announced that they were moving out. This new house would go on to mark the beginning of several big eras in Logan's life and SML as a whole. But looking at the bright side, the first video filmed there was SML Movie The New House, where they officially showed off the place for the first time.
Okay, everybody, look at your new house.
Oh my goodness! This is huge! Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh my god!
Oh, can we go and look inside?
Can we look inside?
Yeah, sure, follow me.
And fun fact, the new house kicked things off with another huge milestone in Logan's life. Right around the time Logan moved in, he hit 1 million subscribers, and even uploaded a video celebrating it just 2 days before they even showed off the new house on the SML channel.
I was typing.
Now, along with the new house, Logan would also get another crew member, which was Anthony. Logan knew Anthony from high school, but didn't really know much about Anthony after they graduated until 2016. When Logan and Lavelle went to go to T-Mobile, they would end up running into Anthony, as he was working as the manager for a part-time job since he was in the military and was off duty at the time. And Anthony would find out what Logan was doing nowadays, and decided to show off his voice impressions to Logan. And clearly, Logan would like it, as Anthony had some super good impressions. So that same night, he would go to the house to film, and he would eventually join the SML crew.
I immediately thought, I was like, this is what I've always wanted to do. So I looked at him and I was like, hey, listen, I do a lot of voices. I can do over 500 impressions. Is there any way I could just take you outside real quick and just do something for you? And he was like, yeah, let's go outside. I told SML Theory about 20. I don't remember how many I did, but it was definitely more than 20. And he said, I need you in my channel. Come by tonight. We'll see if you're a good fit.
Moving into 2017, we would see some good come for Logan, but also some bad. Now, starting off in 2017, Logan as a person would be doing really good for himself. He was making super good money off of YouTube and getting millions of views per video, and his health was looking super good, with no major health problems. Along with all that, we would start getting a deeper look into Logan's personal life and more behind the scenes content. This is because Chili would start vlogging on her channel, and she would upload almost daily. These vlogs would consist of behind the scenes content, or even just vlogs of her, Logan, and Tito running errands or just hanging out. And the fans would like these vlogs, as they really got to see what Logan would do during filming and how much effort was put into the videos, or simply what Logan would do in his personal life. Really brings forth a newfound appreciation for how hard Logan works on his videos. Also, in 2017, he would hit the beautiful milestone of 2 million subscribers, which was just another step closer to 10 million subscribers. Now, after Logan hit 2 million subscribers, just a couple weeks later, Logan dropped a huge announcement. On July 9th, 2017, Chili posted on her channel that Logan was working on the Super Mario Logan movie. This was a feature-length film that was planned to have every single SML character. The story was supposed to revolve around Nancy trying to kidnap Jeffy and take him back, but she ends up kidnapping Mario instead. However, we never got to see the movie. Logan kept pushing back the release, posting vlogs on Chili's channel, explaining the delays, and promising fans that it would eventually come out, but it never did. And yeah, fans were not happy about it. I actually forgot this movie ever existed. Me in 2017. Ooh, I'm so excited. Me now. I'm not even excited. Now, Logan's excuse for this is that it would rain a lot, and sometimes the crew wouldn't be available, which really doesn't justify it, as Logan had all of 2017 to make a 1-hour movie, and these excuses would be debunked a few years later, when they'd refilmed the movie with a similar production in only around a week. Now, besides the dumb movie shenanigans, the rest of 2017 would actually go pretty well for Logan. He would keep growing his brand and living his absolute best life, and we would even see Logan get 3 new pets in 2016 and 2017. He would get a spider named Terrence, which we would see featured in SML movie The Tarantula, and on top of that, they would get a turtle named Shelby, and we would see it appear multiple times in videos. One example of that is in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Mom, and finally, they would get a pet hamster, which Jeffy would name Pee-Pee Suck. Now, these are all pets that Logan himself would get, but along with these, he would also start to raise 2 more pets upon moving into the new house. These 2 pets were none other than Snowball and Blizzard. These were 2 Siberian Huskies who were Chili's dogs, and they would start living in the SML house. Now, 2017 was shaping up to be another good year, up until around December, when everything would take a bad turn. Logan suddenly started getting all of his videos demonetized. It was super weird because he'd been posting the same kind of stuff forever and had never had any issues before. But when it first happened, he totally lost it online, and bro went full on meltdown mode.
What is going on? I censored it. I censored it. There's videos that I don't censor that still have ads on them. And YouTube what? Not advertiser friendly. Is this friendly enough? Is that friendly enough?
Now, this was just a crash out towards one video. Later on in December, Logan would get almost every single video demonetized or age restricted. So you can just imagine how much crashing out Logan had off camera. However, going into 2018, the problems wouldn't get any better. This would make Logan have to move channels for the first of many times. Logan would move over to Super Luigi Logan and have a fresh start on there. Now, by this point, Logan's life wasn't looking the best, and he had a lot of problems on his hands. But Logan wouldn't learn from his mistakes, as he would keep doing the same type of content on Super Luigi Logan, and would keep cursing and doing inappropriate jokes. And eventually, Super Luigi Logan would also get fully demonetized after only 1 month of switching over. And at the time, Logan's supporters would stay loyal and be on his side, as at the time, most people thought it was just YouTube being stupid. YouTube just doesn't understand. You don't ban Logan Paul for recording an unalive body, but you won't let a person do plush videos? Now, this would motivate Logan to move channels yet again. So he would keep battling with YouTube on Super Luigi Logan, where he would keep going back and forth, losing his ads, or regaining them. And on May 9th, 2018, Logan's life would get a lot worse. Chili would drop a vlog saying they were gonna be on Good Morning America. And honestly, it sounded like total clickbait at first. But nope, they were actually being for real.
YouTube and your kids, the popular channel that so many children are watching, 35 million views and counting. Okay, it looks like I'm harmless, but it's filled with violence and foul language. The parenting alert for you this morning.
Oh my god. This is gonna be so. Did you hear that? It's filled with violence. Oh my god.
I can't wait to see what Michael Strahan, Super Bowl champion, has to say about my video.
Now, you can tell from Lance's face that he was disappointed. The segment was all about kids' YouTube channels that were supposedly too violent or not really kid-friendly. And yup, Logan's channel made it on the list. At the same time, he didn't think much of it, but a few years down the line, that moment would come back to haunt him in a really bad way. However, all the YouTube issues aside, in 2018, Logan started having some stomach problems once again. On February 27th, Logan would go to the doctors to get checked out, and it turns out that they needed to perform a surgery on Logan to find out what was really wrong with him. The procedure was called an endoscopy, and they would essentially put the camera down Logan's throat, and this would help him see if there was anything wrong with him.
Because they want to see if all that's fine. They got an endoscopy on Thursday, which means I'm gonna go in and they're gonna put a camera down my throat and basically take a camera and see what's wrong, because my doctor thinks it might be a stomach ulcer, but we gotta see. So I mean, I'm glad everything's getting done so fast, but I'm also kind of nervous because this Thursday is so soon.
Now, the day would roll around pretty quick, and Logan would get his endoscopy, and thankfully, nothing was wrong with him, and fans were supporting Logan through all of this. Feel better, Logan. We all love you. I'm so glad that Logan is okay. I hope and pray that you have a super speedy recovery. Love you all. Now, this was everything major that happened in Logan's life through 2018, and for the rest of the year, he would keep battling with YouTube. But 2019 would be yet another year packed with good and bad events in Logan's life. Now, for the start of 2019, Logan would keep uploading on Super Luigi Logan, despite the circumstances, and would go all the way to the summer of 2019. In the summer, he would fully move channels again. This time, the move was over to Super Bowser Logan, but unlike before, this switch felt different. Logan went completely family friendly, like 100% clean content, something we've never really seen from him in the past. Now, this wouldn't be just the only thing Logan did during the summer. Around this time, Logan would finally launch his own merch site. They would start off by making SML backpacks, lunchboxes, back to school supplies, and even selling the Jeffy puppet. Logan would even make a video announcing that pre-orders would be delayed until July to make the quality of the puppets the best they can be.
But due to production delays and us trying to make the Jeffy puppet perfect, it's gonna have to be pushed back to the end of July.
Now, if you pre-ordered the Jeffy puppet, don't worry because we are processing a small discount for everyone who's already put in their pre-order.
Along with this, Logan would promote the merch even more by making videos like SML movie Jeffy's backpack. Now, after all this occurred, everything was honestly looking up for Logan again, as his videos were no longer demonetized, and he was making super good income off his merch. However, in November, Logan announced a huge change that was in the works for the channel and the merch. On November 2nd, 2019, Logan dropped a vlog on the Chili channel titled Permanent Change to SML Videos. We're nervous. In it, he talked about some major changes coming to the channel, and that he hoped that everyone would stick around after the change.
But yeah, so I have some big changes coming to my videos. So hopefully you guys will stick around after a week from now, once y'all see the change. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And no, don't think it's like something major, like we're not getting rid of Jeffy. Like, that's not it. It's something even bigger than that.
Some fans were hyped, others a bit nervous, but just 2 days later, on November 4th, the big change finally dropped. Suddenly, we saw human versions of Junior, Joseph, Cody, and Bowser, with Mario and Rosalina joining later. And yeah, let's just say fans were not feeling it.
Bro, this just looks like a pile of shit.
Okay. No, the puppets look really ugly. Please don't keep using them. I like your channel, but please don't.
Now, at first, they stated that this change would be permanent, but thankfully it wouldn't be at the time. And the next video would go back to using the plushies as if nothing ever happened. However, around 1 month later, things would take a turn for the worst in Logan's life. On December 4th, 2019, Chili made a tweet saying, "All relationships are fake anyways, lol." And this would worry everyone, as it may have meant that Logan and Chili broke up. And well, rightfully so, that ended up being the truth. We would start seeing less uploads on the Chili channel, and when they would upload, everything just seemed forced. From the titles, to them in the videos sounding straight up sad. And this would be 100% confirmed when Logan went live with Lavelle later that month. And he would confirm everything, along with also exposing Chili, and would even show off the new girl in his life, Adriana, which is an ex-hooker from Miami, Florida.
So today, my mom, because Chili refused to get out of my house, because I broke up with her forever ago, but she was refusing to get out of my house. My mom, like, caught them, like, f***ing together at my house. And, yeah. And so...
I see you, boss. I stand on him.
So, yeah, but we're on our way to a restaurant right now, and I was like, I'll go live with Lavelle again.
Now, this was a huge change for Logan's personal life. However, the videos, on the other hand, didn't really get affected, as Chili didn't voice any of the important characters, and she really didn't contribute to videos much. But this drama had basically been happening for the past 5 years, with there being periods each year where there is drama. But I made a whole 1-hour video covering all that if you want to go learn more about it. However, moving on to 2020, the drama was still happening, but the videos were the exact same. Everything would go well for Logan and everyone else during the first few months of 2020. However, Logan and everyone else's life would take a huge turn in March of 2020. In March, the worldwide pandemic named COVID-19 was at its peak at the time. time, and lots of people were losing their jobs because of this. And you might be wondering why I'm even bringing up COVID and how this even affected SML. Now, there were some things that happened, like Poopy not being able to film because of COVID, and not wanting to get his elderly parents sick, on top of SML introducing new characters that everyone hated to replace Poopy's characters, like Harry and Officer Top and Bottom. But eventually, Poopy did end up coming back, and the videos went back to normal. At this point, Logan's channel was fully thriving again. This is until November 5th, 2020, where Logan and everyone else in the crew but Poopy tested positive for COVID-19. Now, this was pretty bad news for Logan, as his past health issues could have an effect on him having COVID, or make everything worse. And this, unfortunately, would happen, as later on, in a few months, during New Year's, Logan got parosmia, which is a condition where it distorts your taste and smell and makes food taste like trash.
It's a condition that distorts your smell and taste, and it makes food taste like trash. It makes it taste like gasoline. It makes food taste like rotten meats. It's awful. It makes you not want to eat anymore.
Now, as we all know, this is a symptom you may have when getting COVID, but it's actually possible for people to get this symptom even after recovering from COVID, and Logan ended up being the unlucky one. And this would unfortunately last for 5 months, and in May of 2021, Logan would thankfully recover from this. Now, besides Logan's battles towards the end of 2020, his content would keep getting good, and in 2020, Logan would yet again expand on his pets, and he would get a new cat named Pumpkin, which was an orange cat. But unfortunately, around December of 2020, his relationship issues would start up again heavily, this time with Adriana. In the more recent SML drama, it was revealed that Adriana was physically and mentally abusing Logan during December of 2020, and Logan recorded a lot of it, from destruction of property to Adriana even threatening Logan with a knife. Yeah, Logan was definitely going through a lot in his personal life, but 2021 would be looking up for Logan, but also not really. The year started out pretty normal, with just the usual SML videos being filmed, but then on February 13th, 2021, things took a horrible turn, and possibly the worst thing that has ever happened to Logan happened. Out of nowhere, a video popped up on Lance's channel called "Is SML Being Sued?" The title alone had fans freaking out, and when people clicked it, Logan dropped the bomb. Nintendo had actually sent them a cease and desist letter.
And then the purpose of this is because we've unauthorized use of the Nintendo brand in conjunction with profane, offensive content on multiple of your YouTube channels, named after iconic Nintendo characters, such as Super Mario Logan, Super Luigi Logan, Super Bowser Logan, Super Daisy Logan, I haven't even used those yet, but they want to stop it. So here's the thing. They're not suing us. It's like the cease and desist letter. It's saying, stop it, or we will sue you.
This shocked literally everyone, as no one had expected this at all. I'm gonna miss the Nintendo characters. Why? It's a no, dude! This was my worst fear. SML becoming so popular that Nintendo recognized them. And the cease and desist letter didn't just stop as a warning. It completely shook things up for SML. Nintendo basically told Logan he had to rename all of his YouTube channels and get rid of anything even remotely tied to Nintendo. So he would have to make some major changes to the branding of his channels, and along with this would probably be the most major change of all. He would permanently have to start using his characters, as the Nintendo plushies were not permitted anymore. Now clearly, this letter was a big wake-up call for Logan. He had to lock in and start doing what's right. So after this, Logan would start using his own characters from now on, and make absolutely zero references to Nintendo at all. Now, a few months later, in March, Logan would officially stop uploading new videos on Super Bowser Logan, and make his fourth and hopefully final move ever to a new channel, which is the current SML channel that we watch videos on today. Along with this new channel came the remakes of older videos, which Logan was supposed to keep doing until he recreated every video, but obviously he stopped. Now, things were starting to look up again. We had a new SML channel with Logan's own branded characters. He started bringing back cussing, and along with that, we still got to watch all of the old channels, right? Well, sadly not for long, as on July 7th, 2021, Logan would have to do one of the most gut-wrenching things that he would ever have to do. He announced that on July 8th, he would have to delete his original channel that he had ran for over 14 years at the time. Now, this news hurt many.
Hey guys, it's Logan. I just wanted to make this video real quick to let you guys know that tomorrow, this YouTube channel will be officially deleted forever. The videos, the channel, everything will be gone. You'll no longer be able to see this channel starting tomorrow. So I just want to make this video to let you guys know.
And I mean many people. It still feels so unreal. It's enough to make a grown man cry. Now, for everyone who didn't believe it, they got proven wrong the very next day, when Logan dropped a video on one of his alt accounts showing himself actually deleting the channel. And it was not easy to watch.
So we're going to press the delete button now. On the count of 3 again, we're going to delete the channel. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, your content is being deleted. Your content is in the process of being permanently deleted. Usually this takes a few minutes, but it can take up to a couple of days if you have a lot of content. Ooh.
And just like that, on July 8th, 2021, Super Mario Logan was officially gone. Then, barely a month later, on August 2nd, Logan announced that Super Luigi Logan would be the next to go.
Hey guys, this channel will be deleted soon. Go subscribe to our new channel. This is where we're going to be uploading new videos every week, 4 times a week. So go subscribe to our new channel. This channel will be deleted soon.
Now, all this happening in the span of 8 months was really shocking to say the least. But besides this, other stuff was happening in Logan's personal life. First of all, Logan would unfortunately lose his pet that he loved the most, which was Precious. On April 13th, 2021, Precious would sadly pass away due to a kidney failure. And a few short days later, we would see Logan go on Instagram Live and show Precious in serious pain. And it was really sad to watch. After Precious's death, Logan would even make a tribute video to her, which was SML movie Precious's biggest fan. Now, the relationship side of things would start to get confusing real quick, as on August 31st, 2021, Chili uploaded a vlog titled SML Kissed Me During Jeffy's birthday, behind the scenes. Now, the title was really odd, because we know that Chili and Logan have been broken up since late 2019, and Logan was with Adriana, but the title wasn't clickbait. Logan would actually kiss Chili.
Okay, so the video is gonna be good.
Okay.
Alright.
Bye, Logan.
Yeah, this clip alone confused everyone. I'm lost with this relationship. It's been everywhere, lol. This relationship is hurting my brain, but it's nice to see things go back to somewhat normal. However, this clip would make much more sense just a few months later on Christmas Eve 2021, as we would see Chili upload a vlog that shocked everyone. The vlog's title was We're Pregnant, SML and Chili Huge Life Update. Now, this title seemed way too fake to be true, but upon clicking the video, we see that it's most definitely not clickbait. Chili and Logan announce in the video that they're pregnant, and that they're gonna find out the gender of their kid on the next day, which is Christmas.
So, we're gonna get to the point. So, Chili's pregnant.
I'm pregnant, and we're not kidding. It's not a joke.
It's not a joke. She's really pregnant. We don't know the gender yet. We're gonna find that out tomorrow on Christmas. So, real quick.
And believe it or not, this is not a joke at all. A few days later, on the 29th of December, we would see the gender reveal vlog be uploaded. And we would end up seeing that Logan's first ever child was gonna be a girl. And we would even see Logan cry for one of the first times ever.
I told you I had a feeling it was a girl. That's not fair. What is she? I told you. I know.
I'm so happy.
This is. Oh my God! Look at.
What did I tell you?
Now honestly, this was really wholesome, and this was the biggest accomplishment in Logan's life, and it will most definitely be for a while. Along with this, Logan would officially move in with Chili permanently, as the filming house was all over the internet at this point, and Logan just wasn't safe in there, and it would have been beneficial if he lived with Chili again, so they could raise their daughter together. Now, for Logan's business side of things in 2021, on October 20th, he would officially open the first ever SML store in Cordova Mall in Pensacola, Florida, and Logan would even host meet and greets there. Now, moving on to 2022, this year would be the start of a brand new era in Logan's life. His fatherhood is officially starting, and Logan was gonna have his new biggest responsibility on his hands in just a few months. However, this wouldn't affect the video schedule at all, as he would keep uploading 3 videos a week, and we wouldn't see anything major happen to the SML channel or Logan up until July 6th, 2022. On this day, Chili would start getting really close to going into labor. We would see a vlog uploaded titled Chili Tries to Go Into Labor. It actually worked, and in the vlog, they would try multiple labor techniques, as they wanted Lily to be born on the 7th of July, and around 7:45 a.m. on the 7th of July, Chili was having really bad contractions, and it seemed like the time was coming.
Do you want to get in the car, or do you want to do it here?
That's what I'm trying to decide on. Okay, let's go to the car.
Let's go. Okay, so I went to bed at 5 a.m.
Like Fortnite.
After this, they drove to the hospital, and on July 7th, 2025, at 4:53 p.m., Lily 30acre was born.
I can go.
It's kind of like a gummy bear. A little tougher. Try again. There you go.
Oh, he's so pretty.
Now, it was official. Logan was now a father, and was on to the next stage in his life. We would see Logan vlog almost every day during 2022, and we would actually get to see how Logan raised Lily. For the rest of 2022, we would see Logan do the normal content on SML that he always does, along with living his first year as being a dad. And we would even get to see Logan and Chili temporarily get 2 new pets. They would find 2 baby kittens in their garage randomly one day, and they would end up keeping one of them for some time, and eventually give them the name Gary and Gabriella. But after some time, they would unfortunately give the kittens away to their neighbor. However, in 2023, we wouldn't see much difference. Nothing much major happened in Logan's life. He was doing better than ever financially in 2023, and we would start to see way more sponsors and videos.
Eggs in your hatchery? What are you talking about?
I'm playing Dragon City, Junior.
What's Dragon City?
You don't know what Dragon City is? You lump. You mook.
What is Dragon City?
You're really gonna make me go over to the green screen, aren't you? Okay. Hey guys, I want to tell you about this awesome game I've been into called Dragon City. It's a world filled with dragons where you get to be the boss.
However, at the same time, this would stir up problems for casual viewers, as they would not like the sponsor segments mid-video, as they would just mess up the plot. But besides this, Logan's life in 2023 would be no different, and he would keep doing good physically and financially. However, 2024 wasn't another perfect year. Now, in 2024, Logan thought of a new sort of plan that would help him push out way more content for his audience to watch. So Logan's plan was that he was gonna start daily vlogging on Chili's account, keep the usual 3 videos a week on SML, launch a brand new SML gaming channel that daily uploads, and still squeeze in a reaction video after that every other day. Now, that's already a wild amount of work for one person, right? But here's the thing. Logan didn't have a full production team back then, no editors, no thumbnail designers, nothing like that. Just his usual crew and voice actors. And he seriously wanted to handle all of that himself. Eventually, he realized it might be time for him to bring in some help. He even made a vlog titled I Need an Editor, where he broke down his entire schedule and what he was struggling with. At that point, he was juggling 3 main videos a week, a daily vlog, and a reaction every other day. And this was before the gaming channel even existed. In the video, Logan talked about how tough it was to find editors who could match his style, especially for the main SML videos. So instead, he figured he might look for editors to help with other stuff, mainly the reaction videos, just to take off a bit of pressure.
I need an editor. So that's the thing, guys. What do you think I should do about that? Because I need an editor for reactions. Those are hard. Those are hard to do because you have to do the green screen effect. And then you got to put what I said in the background, and you got to get it done every other day. And it's like, does anyone know any professional editors like for like shit like this?
But of course, this crazy schedule started causing all sorts of problems. One big issue was that Logan had to stop filming to get a vlog out, which ended up just wasting a ton of the crew's time. He mentioned it pretty often in vlogs, and you could tell it was really getting to him. Things got so hectic that at a point, he literally had to hide in the bathroom just to finish a vlog. Yeah, it was that bad.
Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Yes, I'm vlogging in the bathroom. No, I'm not using the bathroom. I just, we're filming and I have nowhere else to vlog because this is just the quickest place I could vlog.
Now, in the few months where Logan actually kept up with the schedule, were a total disaster. However, unfortunately, Logan's schedule would have to forcefully come to an end on June 23rd, 2024. On this day, they were filming SML movie Fast and Furious, which involved Logan and the crew racing every single car that they owned. One of the cars they raced in particular was Logan's Chevy Camaro. The same one he'd shipped off to Tennessee a few weeks earlier to get it boosted to a ridiculous 1,000 horsepower. When it came time to film, Logan wanted a killer burnout scene with the Camaro, but it didn't go perfectly right away. It took about 8 tries to get the shot, and by the end of it, tires were practically toast. Now, near the end of filming, Logan decided that he wanted to race the Porsche GT5 with his Camaro. Even though the tires were already shredded from all the burnouts, they lined up and took off, and Logan pushed the Camaro to around 140 miles per hour. As the race wrapped up, he started slowing down to about 90, but for some reason, he still felt confident enough to take a turn. That's when things went south. The Camaro started skidding, and in that split second, Logan knew he was in trouble. The car launched off a small hill and slammed into the ground, and right at that moment, he felt it happen. He had just broken his back.
I just wanted to let you guys know that during the filming of this video, I broke my back in a car accident. I was actually driving the red Camaro in this video. That's the car that I crashed in. And the reason why it crashed was because, if you notice in the video, we were doing a lot of burnouts and that car had 1,000 horsepower. And we took it actually burned the tread off the tire from doing so many burnouts. So when I raced at the end of the drag strip and I tried to stop, the tires didn't get traction and it wouldn't stop. And the car kind of just skidded into a ditch, and my car went in the air and it landed really hard, and that's what broke my back. So I'm in this back brace for 12 weeks.
Now, this event that happened to Logan could have so easily ended his life, and besides his SMAS surgery in 2012, this was the closest Logan has ever been to losing his life. Now, obviously, this accident caused Logan to no longer be able to do all of these videos, as even filming SML videos alone would hurt Logan, and there's no way he was gonna keep up with everything. Now, this accident would cause Logan to be in a back brace for 12 weeks, and thankfully, he would eventually recover. And after recovery, everything would be going good for him in every aspect, up until December. On Christmas Eve 2024, coincidentally, the 5-year anniversary of the "all relationships are fake" tweet from Chili, we would see Chili post on Instagram showing off an Instagram post of a girl who she claimed to be Logan's new girlfriend. Now, this one Instagram story would fully revive the SML drama. After this, we would see old ex-girlfriends of Logan's like Adriana and Rachel start speaking out, and they would even expose each other and Logan, and we would see a lot of stuff unfold. This drama would carry into the current year, 2025. Things would quiet down a bit around February, and we would even see Logan make a brief response about all the drama in a Chili vlog.
And also the videos of people are like, oh my God, Logan, you need to talk about allegations against you, all this stuff. First of all, guys, I'm not a bad person. I've not done anything wrong. I really have not done anything wrong. All the things that are happening right now online, were from 4 years ago. Yes, there's some recent stupid that should have never been public. But no, I have not done anything illegal. I have not done anything wrong. I have not broke the law in any way. I have not done anything wrong that would hurt anybody. All the stuff that's happening online was 4 years ago, and people are mad, and people are just, a lot of people want money and things, and I'm refusing to give it, and they're losing their mind.
Now, for Logan's videos, things would go good for the first few months of this year. However, we would see a small bump on June 2nd, 2025, which seemed like a big bump at the time. Logan would post a video on the SML channel that was weird. It wasn't like a normal SML movie, and the video was titled "It Happened Again." In the video, Logan would reveal that YouTube has demonetized every video on the current SML channel again.
Hey guys, it's Logan. I just want to let you guys know that it has happened again. YouTube has demonetized this entire channel. They've removed our monetization. They've kicked us out of the YouTube partner program. This is the 4th channel, guys, that we've moved to.
Now, right away, fans came in straight with defense for Logan, as this time he truly did nothing wrong. Lawyer up and sue them. Take this to court. Get Mr. Goodman. Take this to court.